Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. My name is Todd. Welcome back to the reaction streams. If this is your first time here, hit the follow button. If you're watching live via Twitch, if you're watching via YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Free and easy way to support the channel, of course. A lot of you have already done so. I appreciate it greatly, but a stunning majority of you have not. So if you have not, certainly do so. I appreciate it. We have 5 amazing member-requested, reporting live from the beach, member-requested videos for you today off of toddreacts.com. If you too would like to join, you certainly can. These are the requesting tiers you see before you. Check those out. And of course, actually, I'm going to have to take these off because they're polarized, so the screens in front of me are like invisible. I can't actually see what I'm looking at. I looked at the screens and I'm like, it's just nothingness. I can't see anything. On the website, we do have the queue as well. These are all the member requested videos that have already been requested. And if you don't see something on there you want to add, go ahead and scroll to the bottom of the page. Boom, you can sign up there as well. So we make it easy for you. Multiple different avenues of signing up. So go ahead and check it out today if you've been thinking about it. We've been thinking about you too. We've been thinking about you too. And as I mentioned earlier, this is a YouTube channel. Over 14,900 of you have already done so. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Over 1,200 videos in the backlog, and we do have playlists as well. So if you're looking for something specific and you really are looking for that specific thing, I want to see only Scandal videos. Only One Tree Hill, please. Veronica Mars only, thank you. Whatever you need, it's on there. So check it out. And last but certainly not least is the Todd Reacts server Discord, as you see before you. It is free. It is open to everybody. We welcome you all with open arms. We do have a monthly Discord only stream. I'm getting confused now. Discord only stream. I'm staring at the YouTube and yet I'm bringing up Discord. It's very confusing. We do have a monthly Discord stream in there, so join us. All you have to do is just join the Discord, and you're invited to the stream. It's that easy. Be part of the chat, and join us in there. Lots of friends have been made, all that good stuff. It is what you make of it. So basically, it is your space. It is our space to meet, talk about stuff, hash it out, share your passion, all that beautiful stuff. So if you're looking for that, and you're looking for a community, that's a pretty darn good place to start. So go ahead and join us in there. And of course, we come to this beautiful, majestic beach. We do have 5 amazing videos, as I said before. Let's go over that lineup. Welcome in, Moon Carrot. Welcome in, everybody. Glad you could make it. If you're watching live, yes, this is the second stream of the day. That first notification was not a lie. It wasn't, I promise. And if you watch on YouTube, this is no different. This is going to post on Monday. It is Monday. And none of this means anything to you. But we're going to start off with our Arcane Worlds Apart video. Should be interesting. And then after that, we have Formula 1 drivers joking about something. I can't see the full title, so I'm assuming they're joking about something race-related. And then after that, we have 50 gay Marvel characters. It's actually going to go through which characters and all that stuff. So I'm very excited about that. Apparently, it's a series of LGBT, I think, as well. Or LGB. I'm not exactly sure. I have no idea. I've never seen the series. I'm just kind of taking a wild stab in the dark. But I'm assuming it's all the letters. So, and then after that, we have passenger seat number X. Or number 10. I'm not exactly sure. Number X? Are we doing Roman numerals? Is it number 10? I'm not exactly sure. Joking on the team radio. That's it. Thank you, Jace. I appreciate it. And then we will end up stream on something, I'm assuming, very wonderfully wholesome. It is Dan Howell playing the piano, and apparently it's a compilation of that. I'm trying to think. Have I seen Dan at a piano before? Not exactly sure. Not exactly sure. It sounds familiar. It's ringing a bell. Maybe in a fast clip that I saw. He's super talented at it. Nice. Very nice. All right. This weekend's just starting. I'm not ready for it to be Monday just yet. No. Wink, wink. This is Monday. It's Monday right now. Unfortunately. I do have a hot, well, semi-hot peach green tea that I brewed up, which should hopefully help. At this point, it's like lukewarm. It's barely there. But it should help a little bit, I suppose, with the throat. So we'll see. We've done a lot of talking already today, and we're about to do more. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I don't think I'm ready, but hopefully you are. All right, let's jump into that first one. It is going to be Arcane Worlds Apart. I think it gave you a short clip with him and a niece or nephew at a piano. That does sound familiar. It really does. I swear I've seen not just the thumbnail of the video I pulled up, but I swear I've seen it before. At least 2 seconds of it. But this is Arcane Worlds Apart. So let's go ahead and check it out and jump in. If you couldn't tell, I'm changing the background for the time of year. So I've been craving a beach. So we're beach living from here on until, I don't know when I change it, but we're living on the beach. Arcane Worlds Apart. I'm always with you, even when we're worlds apart.
I understand now. The message hidden within the pattern. The reason for our failures in the commune. It's inescapable. Humanity. Our very essence. Our emotions. Rage. Compassion. Hate. That which inspires us to our greatest good.
Why does anyone commit acts others deem unspeakable? For love.
Is also the cause of our greatest evil.
If I just went with you that day, maybe none of this would have happened.
Everyone in my life has changed. Promise me you won't change.
In the pursuit of great, we fail to do good.
We can show the people we are merciful.
A wolf has no mercy.
I had a different name back then. You know, Powder. You kind of remind me of her.
I watched them kill my parents. Do you have any idea how that feels?
Yes.
Awful, isn't it? Losing a loved one.
Fight.
Sometimes taking a leap forward means leaving a few things behind.
Begs the question, young Cameron. What are you?
I really like the art style on this. Sorry about the pause, but I'm really enjoying the art style. I think it's beautiful.
You shooting for?
I thought you were on our side.
Do you contemplate death, Professor?
She dies and leaves this giant hole, and I'm just supposed to fill it.
I used to say I could fix anything before I broke everything. But I got something going now. A friend.
They want better lives, but emotion clashes with reason.
Why?
Humanity's self-corrupting contradiction.
I wish I could say it gets easier, kiddo. What I can say is, she still needs you. They all do. So what do you say?
You won't. The hole gets smaller, but you never fill it.
You've got a good heart. Don't ever lose it. No matter how the world tries to break you.
Are we still sisters? Nothing is ever going to change that.
You can't change her.
You can't save him.
I never asked for this!
What are you gonna do?
You were never broken, Victor. There is beauty in imperfections. They made you who you are.
Break the cycle.
Ah, the wolf.
Why do you persist?
She can't accept what you and I know. There are no happy endings.
We are the city of progress, and our future is bright.
Still don't get it, huh, sis? I'm always with you, even when we're worlds apart.
Because I promised you.
Our story isn't over.
Are you still in this fight, Violet?
One day, I'm gonna ride in one of those things.
I am the dirt under your nails, Cupcake.
Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Well done. That was an incredible edit. Jeez. Great song choice. The pacing was phenomenal. That felt like an actual like movie trailer. That was really good. Obviously, it would be way too much and too spoiler heavy, but wow. That got me so hyped and into that. It's kind of crazy. Wow. Link down below in YouTube video description when this gets posted to YouTube for the original video. Go throw it some much-deserved love. Wow. Wowee. Arcane. League of Legends is an animated steampunk action adventure. Let's go ahead and hide the Discord. We don't need that right now. Produced by French animation studio Fortiche, under the supervision of Riot Games, and distributed by Netflix. Set in Riot's League of Legends universe, which I've definitely played League of Legends before, a couple times. Primarily focuses on sisters Violet and V, and Powder / Jinx. Wow. Haley Steinfeld voicing V, and Ella Purnell, who stars in Fallout on Amazon Prime. That's big names. Jeez. As they become embroiled in a conflict between their native underbelly of Zaun and the city of Piltover, that's it. I thought it was 2 P's. First announced at the League of Legends 10th anniversary celebration in 2019, the series' first season was released in 2021, and a second and final season was released in 2024. Arcane was met with critical acclaim, not surprising, with praise for its animation. Yeah, I would say so, as we literally said. Writing, world building, soundtrack, and voice acting. That's not surprising. Though the pacing of the second season saw a mixed response, apparently. Some have noted the series' appeal to both viewers who have never played League of Legends and longtime fans of the game. I mean, that is like threading the needle. That is phenomenal to get both. It was Netflix's highest rated series within a week of its premiere, ranked first on the Netflix top 10 chart in 52 countries. Second on the chart in the US. I wonder what beat it. Series won 2 Primetime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Animated Program, as well as Annie Award for Best General Audience Animated Television Broadcast Production. Boy, what a award genre. Holy crap. There's so many words. Amidst the escalating unrest between the rich utopian city of Piltover and the seedy, oppressed underbelly of Zaun, sisters V and Powder find themselves embroiled in a developing conflict over clashing convictions and arcane technologies. 18 episodes seems like a pretty quick watch. Again, voices of Haley Steinfeld, Ella Purnell. Let's see if I recognize anybody else. Jason Spisak. That sounds very familiar. Harry Lloyd. I don't know why that sounds so familiar. Robin Hood. Trying to see if anybody else sticks out to me. Oh, Minnie Driver's in this. Excuse me. Minnie Driver's in this, too. That's interesting. Guests, Imagine Dragons as the band. Oh, my gosh. That's pretty cool. So it's 9 episodes each season. That makes sense, right? On Rotten Tomatoes, it holds a whopping 100%. 65 critic reviews are positive, 0 negative. That's crazy. 87% audience score. Pretty dang good. Wow, they did 100% for both seasons? That is shocking. Season 2, 35 critic reviews, 35 positive. Audience score, 81. So even with quote-unquote pacing issues, it's still pretty high. I'd say that's a win right there. Netflix's Arcane stars reveal how many times they record the pilot episode. Huh? Nearly a year and a half has already passed since the dust settled. This was April of this year. On the second and final season of Netflix's smash hit League of Legends series Arcane, and since its inception, still stands as a bit of a rarity. The series was created by Christian Link and Alex Lee, two members of the Riot Games team who originated the characters of V and Jinx. Oh, well, maybe that's why it was so good. Well before the possibility of a show was on the table, despite the lack of experience in constructing television animation, they managed to produce an Emmy and Annie-winning juggernaut, viewed as one of the greatest video game adaptations ever made. What? Come on now. You don't like the World of Warcraft movie? You don't like the, what was it? The, oh my gosh, the Super Mario Brothers movie in 1990s. I love that movie. Just as like I don't know, growing up as a kid, a young kid, that movie just was so interesting to me. And now, obviously, watching it back, it's so, yeah. It's just nostalgic at this point. But, yeah, that movie gets crapped on so much, but you know what? I hate to love it. I hate to love it. Despite the lack of experience in constructing the show or animation for TV, produced some awards. As actor, Jason Spisak and J.B. Blanc can attest the lengthy process of getting there was far from typical for a project of its kind. The voices of Vander and Silco attended Calgary Expo this weekend for a panel moderated by Collider's Maggie Lovett that dug deep into all things Arcane. Quote, simply the amount of time that they had was a luxury. Typically in animation, it's a bit more, it's not a factory, but they're pressed for time. So you don't have the diligence to really truly explore a scene or even revisit it at times if they thought that you did something that didn't quite work with what the person did. And then they bring it back and then they ask you to do it again. One of the biggest gifts we got on the show was just the luxury of taking our time. We got a chance to do a scene multiple times in multiple ways and really feel it out. And then Christian or Alex or David would ask us, what do you think about that? Interesting. Arcane was the result of nearly a decade of work. Wow. Link's idea for Arcane stems back to 2015 and Riot's general expansion of the League of Legends brand beyond the world-famous MOBA. Massively online something. For much of the time since then, Blanc and Spisak have been involved, with the former recalling getting to work on it roughly 9 years ago. 10 years ago, we first recorded. Back then, the version of the show that Link and Yi were making was a far cry from the final fateful conflict between sisters and cities that the show ultimately presented. The pilot alone evolved under an unprecedented degree for a typical television show. There were 60 drafts of the pilot. That's unheard of. It wasn't just drafts that got tossed in the bin either. They made the whole pilot and scrapped it. Oh my gosh. Well, that's the beauty of having, League of Legends money. You can just kind of do it at your own pace. It's not your big breadwinner. You can just kind of use that backlog of money to just kind of do whatever you want. And make it stick, make it work, right? Alas, he couldn't share many details from what the first opening looked like, though not because he's required to keep quiet, Quote, I wouldn't remember because I'm old and stupid. Spizak, for his part, wasn't even present at the time. No, because I wasn't there. I wasn't in here for the pilot. There was a pilot before the pilot I was in, so I was in the second one. The mere existence of another first episode, aside from what the viewers see from Powder and V, are being taken in by Vander after their parents' death and featuring material that didn't make it to the screen at all. A testament to how committed to perfection everyone involved in Arcane was, from the creators to Netflix to Riot Games to Fortiche. Shows don't typically throw away pilots and decide to make a new one that often, especially not in the case of an already wildly expensive project like this. Just so you know, this is unheard of, Blanc asserted. No one has that much money and time, right? Spizak joked that it was all thanks to Riot's oodles of cash from cosmetics and other little purchases around League. We thank you for all your microtransactions. Oh my gosh, could you imagine if Fortnite made a TV show, like an animated feature? They would have billions of dollars to throw at it. Oh my gosh. Although we have seen that throwing billions of dollars at certain IP does not guarantee success. I'm thinking mainly of Rings of Power. Mainly of that. The cast and structure of Arcane were ever evolving early on. Both Spizak and Blanc are among the earliest surviving cast members to make it to the final cut of Arcane. Led by Steinfeld and Purnell, with a bunch of different people. They changed the cast a number of times, and Jason and I seem to keep surviving that, and we'd be quite uncomfortable, like, you know that thing we did? Is that still a thing? Blanc recalled, nope, I haven't heard I'm off the show, have you? His co-star added. Remembering the long waits between updates. If the constant changes weren't unusual enough, the lack of communication as the gears turned behind the scenes was especially confusing for the veteran voice actors. Blanc spoke to how long of a wait there was after doing the pilot, adding, we recorded that, then didn't record anything for a year and a half. So you kind of go, that doesn't feel like I have a job anymore. Oh my gosh. There was an extreme level of secrecy to the whole affair, Spizak recalled. It's not like we were like, oh, don't worry, you're still in the show. You would never get that from them. No communication at all. Unlike Blanc, his experience doesn't even come from the very beginning of Arcane's inception. Before he was cast as the Zonite crime lord Silco, the actor known for everything from Young Justice to Piranha 3D and Fallout New Vegas had no idea who was originally tapped for his role, or if Silco, as we know him, even existed in his current state back then. Quote, I don't know the answer to that. I think there might have been another actor playing him. That's so interesting. So interesting. Rip to Arcane and my emotional stability. Still not downloading League of Legends anytime soon, though. This effing show. Literally, that's how this starts. This effing show. Netflix's Arcane, an animated adaptation based on the lore behind League of Legends, doesn't seem like it should go this hard. Yet here I am, a few days after watching the final act of Season 2, absolutely shattered. Can't fully describe the hold that this show has had on me and countless fans around the world. My entire feed is currently exploding with fan edits, theories, reactions, and whatever else we can do to cope with the end of the series. There's something about this show that seems to elicit a frenzy of engagement in the best way possible. Almost every character has deep flaws that snowball with catastrophic consequences, and I still find myself defending every single one of them as if they were my own family, insisting that they're a product of their crushing circumstances. Except Maddie, she's dead to all of us. Might feel rushed to some, but I kind of love that. A common gripe that many fans seem to have with the finale is how rushed it feels. Not entirely sure I agree. In fact, one of my favorite things about Arcane is how tightly packed it is. I'll admit that I'm guilty of getting distracted by my phone while watching TV, even if I'm enjoying a show. With Arcane, I don't want to miss a single second because everything happens so quickly. Each frame feels incredibly purposeful. Every beat is important. And with that, and with so many complex characters interacting in potentially impactful ways, I'll literally miss an entire plot point if I look away for too long. Now, in defense of Kate V's long-awaited intimacy scene, sure, it was in Jinx's prison cell right after she told V she was about to go end the cycle. Is that really the best moment for V to finally get it on with Kate instead of running after Jinx? Jinx once again tricked V, turned around, and locked her in the same cell, then told V that she was allowed to be happy and choose herself for once. Yeah, I think V could take a minute to eat a cupcake. My own gripe with the final act has less to do with pacing and more about how it reminded me how truly I missed smaller conflicts between characters. The finale was absolutely still emotionally devastating, but the scope was also so much bigger. It went from an intimate peek at life in Zaun and Piltover, with a focus on the emotional dynamics between V and Jinx, to the sprawling mythological pursuit of power with Victor and Jace. The emotional punch was still there, but the direct backdrop was markedly different. I think it was more powerful to watch the story play out through two comparatively insignificant sisters in the Undercity, rather than through an immortal, time-traveling deity, you know? It does feel a little inconclusive, but that makes sense. That being said, I also don't see it how it could have ended any other way, considering how the Arcane had to play into the show's conclusion. I loved it. Even the way it feels a little inconclusive, Isha's death goes by with little fanfare except through Jinx, which is a running commentary about how Zaunite deaths go unnoticed. There are hints that Jinx is still alive, but has chosen to leave, which suggests the painful notion that she and V perhaps can't coexist in peace. As we saw in Echo's alternate universe in episode 7, Mel continues to push the boundaries of glowing up to new heights and cements her status as the most breathtaking character in Arcane, and even V's comment about being the dirt under Kate's fingernails felt a little icky and had me questioning whether they really belong together. Arcane feeling a little inconclusive also makes sense considering it's the first of many adaptations based on League of Legends, with over 150 champions in the game, all with their own backstories and complex histories. We're here for a good time and a long time. I might look back on the show and realize I wanted more out of a certain storyline or character, but as of right now, in the afterglow of the final season of Arcane, I just can't believe how good this show is. But it doesn't mean I'll be downloading the game anytime soon. I'm not ready for that kind of pain. Oh my gosh. Stunning. Stunning edit. Love the animation, the art style. It is beautiful. Wow. I love the fact that it's interesting to people that haven't played the game or don't even know the game, which is rare. Pretty rare. Usually those video game adaptations, you usually have to be semi-familiar with the game, because a lot of the times they're made with that in mind. Like, they're made for the fans, which kind of leaves out everybody else, and it's a little weird. But yeah, that looked really good. And it's only 18 episodes, so if you have time, maybe you want to check it out. Let's go ahead and move on to the next. It is F1 drivers, Formula 1 drivers, joking on team radio, but they get progressively funnier. Oh boy. It's amazing they have the time. I would just be so terrified of going that fast and people around me and constantly worried that someone's going to come up behind me and just destroy me, that I don't think I'd be able to joke too much about it. So it just goes to show just how comfortable they are driving in this, which I gotta respect. I gotta respect. Reliving some of the most unforgettable messages heard across the radio waves in F1. How many of these iconic radio moments can you remember?
Let's add that to the words of wisdom.
I'm gonna pee in your seat.
I look forward. I look forward.
I'm gonna pee in your seat.
Okay, what damage do you have?
Talent.
Good weather for a duck.
This is boring. Should have brought my pillow.
Okay, Carlos, looks like a reasonable start to the session. You're still the only car out there.
Okay, but say it. I am P1.
You are P1, purple in all sectors.
How about that? Yeah! Thank you, guys. Well, that's payback from last year, Valtteri.
Indeed. To whom it may concern.
Okay, Max, looking like 9 timed.
Someone's phone is going. Is that helmets?
Yes.
Who let the dogs out?
Oh my gosh.
Lando, this is difficult. So entry to 6 is good. Exit, you need to be a bit to the right. Whatever you did that lap was good. Keep doing that, please.
But I'm doing the same thing every lap. You're just making me do the hokey pokey. James, it's Valtteri. Well done.
Whoa, there's a giant lizard on the track.
Face to face with Godzilla then, mate.
Yeah.
Darren, it's Tom. Sorry, Carlos.
Hello, Tom. I'm Darren.
Tsunoda.
Oh, there's a lizard again on the track. A smaller one this time.
Okay, understood. Maybe Godzilla had a kid.
I mean, that makes sense.
And Nico, just a word. Thanks very much. It's been a great 3 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Slady. I wish I could say the same, mate.
Perfect.
How is the car? How is the car?
No good. Doesn't turn, doesn't stop. No traction. Apart from that, it's great. Having lots of fun.
And radio check.
It's Friday then.
Other than that,
Saturday, Sunday,
how
what?
was the play, Mrs.
It's
Lincoln?
Friday then. Saturday, Sunday, what? Yeah, it's okay.
Yes, we're losing lots of time. We're losing time. Try and make a move. What do you think I'm doing, Max?
George, do you have some wetness in the car?
Oh my
I'm underneath
gosh.
the tent. I just feel sorry for everyone in the grandstands.
If I was in the heat of that and somebody's in my ear saying, hey man, time to make a move, you're running out of real estate, like I'm just gonna be like, you think I don't know that? What do you think I'm doing here?
So
I'm
what
just
do you
out
think,
for a little drive.
removing the tent to have the real feeling?
I'm not too sure the mechanics would appreciate that, but unless you want to come and stand in the rain with us. Are you not on the grid, Toto? I feel like you should be standing here.
Yeah, for loyalty, you know. Yeah, loyalty.
Yeah, you know.
You know, it's even spinning into the garage. I think I'm closing the doors here now.
Max, I think we're a little bit close for tyres at this stage. I think just pull back.
Mate, this is the only chance I'm being close to Mercedes. I'm not just sitting behind like a grandma.
Thoughts on rain?
No rain coming.
It's raining on my visor. My rain is here, but it's not very strong. Is anyone else reporting rain? I think it sweats from the inside of my helmet.
So it sounds like it's just you that's reporting the rain. I suspect it might be the sweat.
I'm busy. Relax.
Okay, mate, I'm fairly chilled out myself.
Hang in there. You're doing well. I just hope that we don't fall off like bananas at the end of the race. Radio check, Ollie.
Yeah, copy you right now.
Loud and clear.
What the hell is that? Someone's swimming.
Yeah, it could just be radio interference.
34 to go. If you speak to me every lap, I will disconnect the radio.
Just for your info, I think you have around.
That's lap 1. Just telling you, that's lap 1. Lap 2, we just crossed lap 2. Lap 2.
I mean, do you want to know the margin?
No, Charles, we're not interested. We know.
You said all right.
No, we are not interested.
That's rude.
Sorry.
Hey, what the is this really? I mean, if they cannot see, if they cannot see behind, then he should stay on the reporting stuff.
Oh,
yep,
man.
That guy just smashed into me. I have damage. Yeah, what the salami on his way.
This is not good teamwork, that's all I'm gonna say. In China, I got out of the way when you're on a different strategy.
Understood. We swapped the cars in 17.
Have a tea break while you're at it. Come on.
Great job, Carlos. P5 again, P5.
Tom, do you know what that was? That was a smooth operator. Smooth operation.
Carlos, check the radio. We seem to have picked up some dodgy music channel again.
Is there a leakage?
A leakage of what?
I have the seat full of water. Like full of water.
Must be the water.
Let's add that to the weather office now.
So rear surface temperatures are sky high. George, let's get these under control.
Marcus, I've got a car in my... Okay.
I think we should go to the garage and see the conditions. You know, with the wets we can go out, but if we are 25 seconds slower, it's just running for nothing. We need to improve the P11.
Okay, Fernando, if we did that, we would just have time. It would be only for one time lap at the end. It would be one at the end.
I don't know, mate. Put whatever tire you want. You know, the last sector is impossible, so even if you put a rocket ship, we will be 11th.
Jens, my friend, I'm sure you wanted to hear my voice before starting the race. Just wishing you the best of luck. We follow you here on television. You did amazing yesterday. So yeah, please have fun,
thank you.
my friend, and take care of my car.
Okay, I'm going to pee in your seat.
No, please.
There's the context.
Have fun.
Debris behind on a half lap.
What do you, debris?
No, debris. Sorry.
Sebastian Vettel, congratulations, you are driver of the day.
I haven't got much time to sum it up. I need to go to my guys, but it's a bit weird. Who gave you my number?
Okay, mate, we got a few hard-ons today. We got Kvyat, and the two Willies have gone hard. Everybody else with a free choice is medium, apart from Giovinazzi, who's gone soft.
Thank you for that very precise information, Jeff.
Jerome, if you want to get out of the car, Timo's sitting up here in the garage having a cup of tea. You're welcome to.
Either you're taking a piece of me or the situation. One of the two, you know.
No, come up here. We'll get you a cup of tea ready.
Coming. I'd like a biscuit. You know these cocoa biscuits?
Okay, well you better hurry up because Timo's got the last two in his hand.
There's something loose between my legs, apart from the obvious. So something flying around my feet.
Okay, copy.
I'd be proud
Okay,
if it was
copy.
what you think it is, but it's not.
I look forward. I look forward. No forward. No forward. No forward.
Go to the finish line, keep pushing. Go to the line, keep pushing. Go to the line.
I want jockey.
Actually, I made a mistake. Kamui is 4th. Kamui is P4.
4?
Yeah.
Position 4. Why?
So I got you as well, Checo. Okay. You got it back now.
We've seen a deer on the circuit. We believe it's somewhere on the circuit, so just come in cautiously, please.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, deer. Like a horse with horns.
I know.
Like a horse with
dear.
horns. I'm dead. That is so funny. Oh my gosh. Like I said, I would not... You got to be so comfortable behind that wheel to be able to sing and joke and everything. What's weird is, I'm thinking about it and it's like, you might get so comfortable behind the wheel of that one of those that there's moments of the race that you just kind of get bored. As crazy as that sounds, I'm assuming if you're familiar with the track and you know exactly what to do and maybe you're kind of in the middle of the pack and you're just trying to like catch up and shave time off each lap or whatever, I'm assuming there's a lot of time to just kind of spitball and say stuff to the radio and just kind of sit there and, sing in your head and whatnot. It's unbelievable. I never knew Formula One was so silly. Maybe I need to check this out, right? Link down below in the video description for the original video. Go throw it some much-deserved love. Also, check out the channel. I'm sure, unfortunately, Formula One's usually pretty quick to be blocking their own videos, so On YouTube, you might not see that. Just throwing that out there. So if you're seeing this and you didn't see the video, it's on toddreacts.com for members. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but it's very true. I've had many videos blocked by them. But yeah, it is a funny instance. You don't expect it, right? You just assume it's all business. And, you know, Ricky Bobby, Talladega Nights, that comedy movie with Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly, Shake and Bake and all that stuff. Like, you just assume that is, you know, NASCAR, and it's not really like that, and it's more serious. And what apparently there's a good deal of comedy mixed in there as well. You know, some lighthearted humor and just distraction, and it kind of makes sense though. If you're really good at what you do, you're pretty comfortable, and you can, you know, make jokes and make light of situations, and you might be in just an unbelievable race, but maybe you break out into song. Max Verstappen reveals what has impressed him most about Mercedes. Kimi Antonelli so far in the 26 F1 season. This was posted a couple days ago, actually. Max Verstappen and Lando Norris were full of praise for title leader Kimi. Performances so far this season as Formula One broke for summer. Watch all the remaining Formula One races live, blah, 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 starting with the Dutch GP August 21st through the 23rd. So next couple weeks, they'll be back on the track. Rock solid performances have given Kimi to the top, taken Kimi to the top. There we go. Formula One's Drivers' Championship over the first half of the season. The 19-year-old, good grief, 19, who is just in his second season, wow, has led the standings since the end of March and held a 50-point lead over Ferrari's Lewis Hamilton as the sport broke for summer. Oh, Hamilton's in second. Very interesting. Antonelli joined Verstappen as the only driver to win a race as a teenager in the sport's history, when he won his maiden Grand Prix in China with the Mercedes protege, who turns 20 on August 25th, since adding 5 more wins to his tally. That's so impressive. Good grief. Verstappen, who has a friendly relationship with Antonelli, picked the championship leader when asked after the Hungarian Grand Prix which driver had produced the best performance in the season's first phase. Quote, I think if you look at the front, Kimi has done a really good job. Who was sitting alongside Antonelli and race winner Lando Norris in the post-race press conference. Really strong, really solid, being the strongest in the team. I think if he keeps it going, of course, he's also been very unlucky sometimes, so that's been, I guess, a bit of a shame. But as a 19-year-old so far, I think he's been rock solid. So that's really impressive to see as an outsider, I guess. Quote, for me, it's definitely been a bit of a jungle this year, but I'm just trying to enjoy it where I can. Of course, when the car is a bit nicer to drive, you can enjoy it a little bit more, even though most of the time you don't really enjoy it, but that has more to do with other stuff, you know, when you're a bit flat on battery. Interesting. But yeah, overall, very strong performance for Antonelli. It's nice to see. He's, first of all, a nice guy and very strong driver, so that's a good combination. Hungarian GP victor Norris answered the same question and also reserved praise for Antonelli, who leads the more experienced George Russell and Mercedes by 59 points after 11 races. I think you have to say Kimi as a complete package. They have a great car, and he's done an incredible job, convincingly beating his teammate every single weekend. So when you're talking about a championship, you have to give credit to Kimi. All right, I got to do this. What is the rankings? Let's see it. All right, so this is the first half. Kimi Antonelli's at 219 points in the Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton, Ferrari's at 169. Right behind him is the teammate of Kimi, 160 at George Russell. Ferrari, Lewis's teammate there, Charles Leclerc, 138. Lando Norris, McLaren, 128. Max Verstappen, 109 with Red Bull. Oscar Piastri, McLaren, 92. Verstappen's partner there, Isaac, 68. Who's all the way at the bottom? Ooh. Oof. Lance, Valtteri, and Sergio. Has Cadillac run yet? Or are they just not getting any points? 0 seems very low. Like, unbelievably low. Aston Martin not doing well. Audi not doing well. Interesting. There's the team standings. Was this Cadillac's first season? I think it was. I think I read the announcement not that long ago. 0 seems very low. Indeed. Indeed it does. It seems like the lowest, actually. Hey, you know what? They should be happy there's no negatives. They should be very happy there's no negatives. It could be worse. Fastest pit stop award. 2.1 seconds. Good grief. What was that? A wave? Just come into the pit stop and just wave at them? That's crazy. Wait a minute. What? I'm assuming these are different things because obviously 2.1 seconds is not faster than 2.00 seconds. And not faster than 1.99 seconds. Fastest lap award. Jeez. Max was moving. 122. Obviously, it depends on the course, right? Yeah, so Kimmy's really killing it. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the fastest laps. Oh. Fastest pit stop for each individual Grand Prix. Got it. Now that I figured that out with the fastest lap award, I moved back up and I'm like, wait a minute. That makes sense. It's not going by time. It's going by place and time. Dang, 1.99 seconds is crazy. What even is that? There can't be any tire change on 1.99. Like, that's crazy. Why F1 just can't ban algorithms that drivers hate. What? Why can't Formula 1 drivers have 100% control of energy deployment? Oh, for some reason this isn't scrolling. There it goes. It's a question many have asked this year, especially when weekends such as the Belgian Grand Prix exposed how much influence machine learning algorithms are having on energy deployment and a driver's result in qualifying or the race. Interesting. The likes of Oscar Piastri have called it pretty crap way of going racing. And there's been growing frustration that drivers have lost too much control of their destiny this year. It's led to some to wonder why drivers just don't have full control of where and when their energy is deployed, but this isn't realistic and could potentially make the glaring battery offsets even worse. FIA single-seater director says the driver's comments are understandable. I think their comments are a consequence of the fact that energy is limited and therefore how you best manage it becomes super critical, and then the various strategies that need to be deployed to do it related to that now. What? I don't think you could go to the extreme of 100% driver control because, first of all, if it was just really on-off for the driver whenever they want and as much as they like, then they would use all energy on corner exit for a very limited amount of time, and the effects that people are complaining that would be even more obvious. Secondly, there are limitations about how much energy you can deploy or how you can recover, or so the so-called SOC or state of charge delta, things like that are limitations in order to prevent, let's say, an arms race, and the teams to have an even bigger battery, for example. So because we didn't want teams to have to make a battery twice the size, could you imagine that? You just have this massive battery in the back of your car. And then to have cars heavy again, etc. I don't think humans can rationally control all of their parameters. That's interesting. McLaren have the world record for the fastest pit stop at just 1.8 seconds. That is crazy. That's crazy. Welcome in, Nettie. Wow. 1.8 seconds. What can you even do in 1.8 seconds? Like just yank on a side panel or something to like get rid of a dent? Like that's got to be so fast. When we go towards a slight readjustment of that balance, I think that will go towards a simplification in that area. So I think what the drivers are complaining about now is a consequence of the energy management. It's complicated, I've no doubt. And it's even more complicated than we would like. Absolutely 100%. I fully agree with them, but I think it's a consequence of the basic core issue. All right, so clearly they have limits on batteries and how much power you can have. Which makes sense. I mean, if there wasn't limits, you would have ridiculous size batteries on these cars, obviously adding weight and stuff like that. But it would be completely unfair because it wouldn't be, it wouldn't be even. You would have different people having different power, and that would just be completely unfair. But yeah, I guess now it's algorithm based. That's interesting. I guess I wouldn't assume that any of this would be algorithm-based, but it makes sense, right? More technology in these cars. Everything is getting more technology. Even at the World Cup, we had those instant replays and challenges and whatnot. And for offsides and goals and everything. And people were definitely complaining about it. It's ruining the game, etc. FIA blames manufacturer resistance for F1 2026 problems. Oh boy. Blame is going around. Everybody's blaming everybody. Oh geez. FIA has pushed back at driver criticisms that it did not do its homework properly and failed to anticipate the scale of problems with F1's 2026 rules. Instead, it says it knew the potential pitfalls well in advance, but that its attempts to head off trouble by making rule changes before the cars began racing were derailed by resistance for change from manufacturers. Recent challenges experienced with the energy-starved cars, so what, they reduced the amount of battery you could have, I'm assuming, and that's kind of triggered a lot of drivers and whatnot. Carlos Sands said, whoever saw these simulations in 2022, 23, and didn't look at it and say, how can we even accept that, needs to review what happened there because it should have never happened. 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton later added, I don't know who made the decision, but whoever it is, they've still got their job. Dang. Called out. As the race, the website, revealed last year a last-ditch effort in early 2026 to reduce maximum deployment in races to 200 kilowatts, with the new rules was dismissed. Tombazis? I have no idea how to pronounce that name. Said about drivers' criticisms, I think the drivers are, by definition, quite demanding clients. So I don't think we expect them to have to sugarcoat and not speak their mind. We did anticipate a lot of these things they have complained about in the 2 years before the launch of the season, and we did try to make some adjustments, but we failed with the governance that was in place, so I think it was realistically only to be expected. Manufacturer support required as part of an agreement reached to look after the interests of both current and new manufacturers in the build-up to 26, a Power Unit Advisory Committee. What a name, was set up to dictate how rules could be changed. For major tweaks to be made, it required backing of the FIA, FOM, for the 5 manufacturers at the time, which was quite a high bar. Interesting. roadmap that has been agreed upon, whereby F1 will shift away from its normal 50-50 power split between internal combustion engine and battery power towards 60-40 by 2028. So is it 60 battery power, 40 combustion engine, or 60 combustion engine, 40 battery power? I'm assuming towards battery, right? But even though change has now received support, says there's an element of disappointment that these things were not in place before 26 started. I think we could have ideally done that a couple years before. Then there wouldn't have been all this discussion. Interesting. 8 unique locations to watch F1 races. Okay. I'm assuming Monaco would be crazy because you'd literally be up in like a pool like this person is on the right side here. She's literally standing in a pool watching the race. That's so cool. That's pretty neat. Monaco yachts and balconies. Yeah, well, okay. Yes. A Monaco yacht is the greatest way to enjoy Monaco. Hold on a second. A Monaco yacht is exactly how I like to enjoy Formula One. You know, if it's not on a yacht, I'm not going. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine being on a balcony even? Ugh. What kind of filth. Anyway. Monaco Grand Prix is already one of the most iconic races on the calendar, and part of what makes it so special is the way fans watch. While most circuits are surrounded by grandstands, I've been to one, not F1, but IndyCar. I've been to one of those, and I was in the stands, and yeah, it was good. It was great. They had a stealth bomber fly over, a B-2, I think it is, and it was super loud, but it was a lot of fun. Totally a lot of fun. I don't think I'm the target demographic for F1. It's very expensive. If you've ever looked at Formula One tickets, they're pretty pricey. And obviously you can tell that it's kind of a higher echelon of just by the car companies that are in it, like Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, Audi, Aston Martin. Look at the sponsors tag here. All the unbelievable sponsors that are all high-end, like Rolex and whatnot. Like it is very much a... I was going to say pompous. I shouldn't say pompous. It's a very much a... What would you call it? Posh, I guess is a word. It's a very highbrow sport. What's really opened it up, though, to a lot of people was that Netflix series, Drive to Survive or whatever. That got a lot of young people involved, which is good. You need new blood in there. I think getting more from the drivers and showing their personalities and whatnot, more of their interactions, I think that's good for the sport. Some people might disagree, potentially. But yeah, I actually worked with somebody this was like a customer service job, by the way. And he drove an old Porsche, and a customer service job. Entry level customer service job. Drove an old Porsche, would wear boat shoes, and then he said, I'm going on vacation for a week. Let it be known that I don't even think we had, like, it was based on seniority. It must have been a week that nobody else was taking off, but he literally took off for like 5 or 6 days, maybe 7. And he said, I'm going to Monaco for the Formula One race with my parents and some of their friends. And I was just like, excuse me? I was like, what? We're in an hourly position. You're going to Monaco for Formula One? Like, huh? I was just, part of me was just like, why are you in this job? Like, what is going on? Am I being punked? What is this? Is this a joke? What's happening? Is this fake? Have I been working for a fake company? Yeah, undercover boss, literally. I was just like, what? You're going to Monaco for a week for Formula One? It just blew my mind. It literally blew my mind. I just remember thinking, you know, that explains the Porsche that he was driving, and it had like the racing number on the side and like the stripes down the car. And I was just like, all right, well, there you go. That was a weird event. Strange. He never really lasted there very long, not surprisingly. I almost feel like it was a punishment. Like he was working there as a punishment from his parents or something. I don't know. It just felt weird. I'm like, you are completely out of place. Like we don't go to Monaco here. Like this is not a Monaco attendee place. Like we don't go there. Monaco Grand Prix is already one of the most iconic races of the calendar. So whenever I think of Formula One in Monaco, I think of that dude. And who knows what he's doing at this point. He's probably going to the next race. Harbor becomes packed as boats line up beside the track, and well over 100 yachts will be in and around Monaco on race day, turning the marina into one of the most famous backdrops in the sport and beyond, with the sun bouncing off clear waters and the champagne flowing freely to the tune of F1 engines echoing around Monte Carlo. There are certainly worse ways to enjoy Grand Prix weekend. I mean, yeah. That's that's something. that's something. Oh my gosh. The yachts may provide the postcard images, but the Monte Carlo balconies truly show just how close racing gets to the city life. That is kind of crazy. Look at that. Look at the amount of people just wrapped around these buildings. That's so neat. Suzuka Ferris wheel. Practically everything a Formula One driver could wish for. Exhilarating high speed sectors and twisty corners that reward precision and technical expertise, including the famously challenging 130R left-hander. For many motorsport fans, the Japanese Grand Prix is a bucket list race, and each year the grandstands are full of some of the most passionate supporters the sport has to offer. But watching the action from 50 meters above the tarmac provides a whole new vantage point. The iconic Ferris wheel. Non-racing attractions at the circuit, providing a unique bird's-eye view of the action for a few minutes. That's awesome. That's cool. That is neat. The COTA platform is one of the most indelible images of the circuit, and even a Central Texas landmark. The platform provides some of the best views of the track during race weekends. 76-meter tall platform is located near turns 16 to 18, providing panoramic views of COTA and beyond. Only the bravest of fans step out onto the glass section of the platform, but those that do are rewarded with a view of the track beneath their feet. Very cool. In the Spa Forest, nestled in the heart of the Ardennes Spa, Francorchamps. Oh my God, I'm butchering that. Is without a doubt one of the most naturally picturesque circuits on the F1 calendar, as many attending fans have discovered. The forest surrounding large sections of the track itself is part of the spectating experience. Beyond the grandstands, general admission tickets allow fans to take in a slightly more natural viewing experience. Oh my gosh, look at this guy in the hammock. That's great. That's enjoying it. That is really enjoying it. That's so cool. Sea of Orange in the Zandvoort Dunes. Another naturally scenic circuit comes courtesy of the Dutch coast, but when F1 comes to this otherwise serene-looking location, the volume and color of passion is unmatched. Elevation of the dunes, 18-degree banked turns give fans a fantastic vantage point. But this is almost secondary to the experience of being part of the crowd there. Mexico Foro Sol. Whenever F1 descends onto Mexico City, the atmosphere is pure party and perhaps nowhere more so than within the iconic stadium section of the 40 Seoul, where thousands of fans roar as the cars weave through below. There's simply nowhere quite like it. The noise alone is something else entirely, and cheering from those grandstands is easily one of the most unique experiences in the sport, certainly one that will never be forgotten. I kind of like the fact that it's all like this tight. Look at that. That is so fascinating. That is really something. Singapore Flyer. Looks like another Ferris wheel kind of thing. You can take in the entirety of downtown Singapore. Nice. Marina Bay and the famous gardens. As well as the circuit that hosted the F1's first ever night race. Baku's medieval walls. Very few motor racing circuits in the world offer a backdrop quite like the Baku City Circuit. As the cars thread through the medieval streets, the walls of the ancient UNESCO site run alongside the track in the second sector. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh my gosh. That's pretty neat. Wow, picturesque. Super picturesque. That is, oh, I love that. That's the one thing I've said pretty consistently about Formula One, is that I really appreciate the locations. They are breathtaking sometimes. Well, most of the time. Really like the ones that close down a city and they drive through the city. I think that's so fascinating. Like Monte Carlo. Oh, that's so cool. That's so neat. I think the Mexico City one looks phenomenal. Phenomenal. And obviously, I think the one with the castle next to it is super neat too. But yeah, a lot of interesting racetracks, and I guess street tracks. It's super cool. I think sitting on a hill with just a chair propped up or whatever, I think that's also kind of cool. That way, you at least get some shade, you know? So you're not dying in the heat, in the sun of summer. Ooh. All right, let's move on to the next. This is 50 gay Marvel characters. I believe this is part of a series. This is part 2. So they're doing obviously the letters. And it's going to go through all the different characters. So looking forward to this. I'm sure there's so many that I will have no idea who they are, that they existed. But that's just me. I wasn't really a consumer of comic books or comic book characters much growing up. But, other than kind of the ones I saw on TV. So Batman, The Animated Adventures. Obviously, I'm aware of Batman. And who else? Batman's the one I think of the most just because I really enjoyed that show. I really enjoyed it. It was so good. But yeah, I didn't really partake. Oh, obviously X-Men. Obviously. Back when it was on in the 90s. But yeah, I wasn't really introduced to much in the way of comics, honestly. Looking back, I kind of wish I did invest some time in that, but yeah, I didn't. I don't know. I guess I was too enthralled at that point with video games, because I grew up with the original Nintendo, the NES, and the Super Nintendo, and then my brother finally got the N64 for his birthday, which felt like we got the N64 for his birthday. It's one of those communal gifts, you know? But, yeah, I was too enthralled with TV and video games, I suppose. Part of me looks back and goes, dang it, I kind of missed something. Like, I feel like I'd be more connected, right? But it's just one of those things. Just the thumbnail, I can see so many of my faves. Honestly, I can see some that I recognized. Obviously, Juggernaut. Let's see. Anybody else? Darn. I am not very good at this. Wow. Yeah, I'm kind of blanking on pretty much all of them, actually. Is that Silver Surfer, maybe? Dang, I am terrible at this. Well, this will be educational for me. This will be extremely educational. Oh my god.
Once again, we're only covering characters from the main continuity, that is 616.
Iceman, not
who have
Silver
been
Surfer.
explicitly
See, I'm
confirmed
already
on page. My apologies to
I'm already failing. Good grief.
all of the X-Men, but simply having conjoining rooms and daydreaming about seeing each other in a Speedo is not gonna cut it. Okay, one quick variant. There is a universe where Wolverine is gay and is dating Hercules. I knew if I didn't mention it, someone would get mad at me, so there you go. But honestly, we don't have to scrub through the multiverse to find relevant queer characters, not when 616 is home to people like Venom. What do you mean 2 M's? Yes, this poor soul, doomed to disappoint everyone in every room he walks into for the rest of his life, is not a big gooey symbiote, he's a snake boy with a messed up face. He was a part of Killmonger's attempted overthrow of Wakanda back in the 70s. It didn't go great and he ended up in prison where he developed feelings for one of T'Challa's lead advisors, Taku. Now, Don McGregor has said that he created both characters with the express intention of having them fall in love, only he never got the green light because, say it with me now, censorship is annoying! Though in 2022, it was finally confirmed that the pair had run off together, retired, and married. Now, no disrespect to the Snake or his charmer, but if it took 50 years to confirm a couple of nobodies were queer, imagine what it's like for the popular people. Bobby Drake, aka Iceman, was introduced in 1963 and firmly established as the first person to think Jean Grey was overrated, but his own sexuality wouldn't be confirmed until 2014, after he'd already dated a lot of women. So was the retcon stupid? Was it just compulsive heterosexuality, or is he bi? Honestly, the only way to tell a character's sexuality is by what they say and who they date. So unless otherwise stated, if you would prefer to think any of the characters I'm talking about are bi, all it's going to affect is my theming. But the thing is, with Iceman, it is otherwise stated. His perceived interest in women was a performance. Heck, the only reason he even gets outed is because Jean sees through him trying to catcall magic. And honestly, it's not like there weren't signs. His stories over the years involved things like needing to accept himself to reach his true power, bringing Rogue home to pretend to be his girlfriend around his bigoted parents, and assuming that Jean knew why he wasn't like other guys way back in the 90s. Which, of course, she evidently did, but still. It was about as obvious to everyone paying attention as it was to Judah Miller. Judah would go on to be his first grown-up same-sex relationship, because every hero has to date a civilian eventually, though they did suffer from the same classic problem: long distance. Judah lived in California. Now, I say grown-up relationship because while Bobby did come out as a teenager, it was a teenage version of him that had been brought into the present by Beast, because nothing can ever be simple. This older, young version of Bobby briefly dated an Inhuman named Romeo. He was cool, had like empathy powers, but then Inhumans vs. X-Men popped off and his name became a lot more topical. Don't worry though, they shunted him off to an alternate dimension so he could age up to something more appropriate. That red man he's bursting out of, by the way, is Christian Frost, another one of Bobby's exes. They dated during the Krakoan era when Bobby served on the Marauders and Christian was the White Bishop of the Hellfire Trading Company. Despite being Emma Frost's little brother, he is neither a telepath nor a living disco ball. Instead, his thing is astral energy manipulation, which he can use to shoot, make projections, and yes, encase old lovers for a juicy reveal. Their relationship fizzled out because Bobby moved to California. Though, of course, movie fans would kill me if I didn't mention Bobby's brief relationship with fellow Marauder, Pyro. In the comics, St. John Allardyce was a member of Mystique's Brotherhood and a romance novelist who— different Pyro? Oh, yeah, sorry. The other way Marvel likes to canonize their old characters is just by making new ones. So years after Pyro died from the legacy virus, a metaphor for the AIDS epidemic, we were introduced to Simon Lasker, who can actually make fire, not just control it. He was a part of Mesmero's Brotherhood, but eventually defected to the X-Men, where he and Iceman had a one-night stand. In a similar boat, Juggernaut might be willing to jump into the ocean for and raise a kid with Black Tom Cassidy, but that's just cause they're like the bestest of buddies. It's Kid Juggernaut who's gay. Real name Jin Jun Sung, but more commonly called Justin, he is empowered by a fragment of the same gem that made Cain Marko so swole. In fact, Cain actually killed his grandfather to win favor with the god doling out the powers. Never forget, Juggernaut is a warlock. Anyway, spilt milk and all that, little Juggy spends his time these days as a part of Avengers Academy, where he once had a crush on fellow teammate Aaron Fisher, aka Captain America of the Railways. Didn't know they had subdivisions? Well, they do. It's called the Captain Network. It's not an official organization, but just a lot of people who have taken up the mantle to defend their specific communities. In Aaron's case, after running away from home, he became a wanderer in Las Vegas. When he learned that other unhoused kids were disappearing off the street, he took on his new identity, tracked the culprits down, and helped the kids escape. Then he started riding around on train cars, helping out anyone he came across until he got recruited by the Academy. There he had a run-in with Mystery-Ant, who, despite what it sounds like, is not a variant from the Spider-Ham universe. That's Moose-Stereo! Get cultured! No, I'm talking about Quentin Beck's cousin, Quarry, who used his tech to start Robin Hooding all over town. And I guess the fishbowl was compulsory. When Aaron found him stealing insulin, HRT, and PrEP, he didn't so much stop the alleged crime as help out, which was good because it turned out they'd already met each other earlier that night in their civilian identities at the Arnie Roth Community Center. Who was Arnie Roth? Well, you know how in the movies before Cap had the serum, he had Bucky to back him up? In the books, he had Arnie, who might just be Marvel's first openly gay character ever. He first appeared in 1982 when some villains threatened to kill his partner Michael if he didn't help lure Captain America into a trap. He almost went through with it, but once a bodyguard, always a bodyguard, and he just couldn't bring himself to put little Stevie in danger. Not being at all little anymore, Cap was like, nah, it's fine, and just sort of handled the whole situation almost instantly, which was great, but largely irrelevant as Michael ended up dying a few issues later anyway. Arnie stuck around, popping up now and again, and even becoming the Avengers publicist for a bit, but sadly, not being a super soldier, he was not immune to being almost 100 years old. He ended up passing away from cancer, and Cap dedicated the community center to him to ensure that he would never be forgotten, which is more than can be said for other World War II era characters like the Destroyer. Brian Falsworth was the son of Union Jack, basically the Captain America of England. What about Captain Britain? He's a multiversal magical boy living in fairyland and not gay. We're talking about Jack right now. Brian, whatever. He served in the war alongside his boyfriend, Roger. Then, in shocking, unprecedented events, one of them became a super soldier while the other was tortured and got a nice brain scrub. Brian took on the name Destroyer while Roger was called Dynamite on account of now being only a foot tall. That was a bit demoralizing, so when they met back up, Brian gave his badass name to Roger and took on his father's for himself. Roger decided to stay and fight behind enemy lines, while Brian joined the horribly named Invaders, where, fun fact, he gained electricity powers after a skirmish with Thor. Which, yes, you're putting the pieces together correctly, means Thor was working for the Mustache Man. And I know what you're wondering. Who are the oldest gay characters in universe? Well, I'll tell ya. It's Vin and Burke, a couple of cave dudes from 1 million BC. Burke is largely irrelevant aside from the fact that he loved Vin and died tragically, because we were still burying our gays in the Pleistocene epoch. This motivated Vin to become the original Star Brand, which is a fancy cosmic planetary defense thing, and guys, to be honest, it made him the Hulk. That doesn't mean all Star Brands are Hulks, but they were trying to do a whole Stone Age Avengers and someone needed to argue with the Thor analog over who's stronger. Said analog, by the way, was Odin, who was probably queer, given, you know, mythology, but we're sticking to Marvel canon. So let's talk about the morally superior X-Men, but just for a second. This team originally started out as a support group for superpowered trans youth, and we'll discuss them a little bit more in a few weeks, but right now I just want to highlight their founder, D-Man. Real name Dennis Dunphy, D-Man is not trans, but was confirmed gay back in 2016. He's always been obsessed with superheroes, so when he became an adult, he paid a visit to the power broker and became a professional wrestler. A completely sound and logical career move that was only ruined by the fact that, surprise, the power broker was evil. When Captain America showed up to shut them down, Dennis jumped in to help, creating a costume that was, let's say, loosely inspired by Wolverine and Daredevil. He and Cap went on to work together a lot. At one point, Dennis was even the first
Loosely
draft
is
pick
putting
for a
it
new
mildly.
Avengers team. But his life was never easy. On top of the usual brainwashing, vampirification, and death most heroes face, he also underwent homelessness and suffered from schizophrenia. But it's all worked out. He settled down, adopted a teleporting dog, and even has a Lego special that rocks. Speaking of movies and rocks, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention everyone's favorite rhinestone revolutionary, Korg. Now, he might not be as silly as he is in the films, but if you've seen Ragnarok, you kinda get the gist. He's a Cronin, which is like an interstellar ripoff of Ben Grimm, who befriended Hulk when they were in prison together as gladiators on Sakaar. They worked to overthrow the planet and then came back to Earth to make it everyone else's problem. Not entirely unjustified, the Illuminati did shoot Hulk into space. Now, Cronins are an all-male species that reproduce basically by chilling in lava pits until their parts start to meld together, a process that Korg had hoped to undergo with Hiroim the Old Strong, a fellow gladiator who was not made of rocks. How that would have exactly worked is not clear because Hiroim ended up giving his life to save some humans, which Korg found to be sort of annoying. But hey, at least the movie version has Dave, always a chance he ends up in the books. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time they pulled from other media. Take Morph from X-Men the Animated Series. Now, technically, he is based on an old 60s character called the Changeling, who had a total of 10 appearances before the show,
Oh my
but
gosh,
really,
I
he was
remember
only
that.
included to die and add some dramatic weight. The issue was, he was so popular that not only did they bring him back as a series regular, but they repeatedly tried to retrofit him into the books. Most notably, a variant of him served on the multiversal team The Exiles, but most forgettably, there was a whole other kid named Benjamin. This Morph was a student at a real school before getting expelled for being a mutant and relocating to the Xavier Institute, which was basically all phys ed all the time. Eventually, he developed feelings for fellow student Nathaniel Carver, aka Hindsight, who had the power to see brief psychic imprints whenever he touched someone or something. I assume the two bonded over not being very helpful in a fight. Now, some of you may have noticed that this list is heavily skewed towards mutants. That is because the closest thing any X-Man gets to straight is waiting in line to be confirmed as something else. So it's fitting that Marvel's first openly gay superhero was a mutant by the name of Jean-Paul Beaubier, aka Northstar. One of Marvel's few speedsters, he originally served on Alpha Flight alongside his long-lost twin sister Aurora, whom he met for the first time when they both joined the team. Fun fact, when they touch hands, they gain the ability to beam light at people. What does that have to do with super speed? Shut up! Now, even before coming out, Northstar had a solid claim to being Marvel's, if not comics in general's, first gay superhero. It was his creator's intention since the 70s, and they weren't exactly subtle, but it was still a long road filled with questionable decisions before he actually got to say the words, "I'm gay," which he famously delivered mid-punch. This was part of a controversial story that saw Northstar adopt an abandoned baby only to find out that she was HIV positive. Thanks to his celebrity status, she became a media darling, hailed as an innocent victim of the epidemic. This enraged a former superhero named Major Maple Leaf, who attacked the hospital. Turns out his son, Michael Sadler, had died from AIDS without any such sympathy because he was gay and therefore not seen as innocent. Northstar's mid-punch proclamation was an attempt at showing that he empathized with the Major's feelings. It didn't go over super great, as the Major just then blamed him for not going ahead and normalizing being gay earlier, but when Northstar's daughter also succumbs to the disease, both men stop fighting and share in
Favorite
each other's
snarky
grief.
speedster?
Now, I wanted to include Michael because he represents a large chunk of Marvel's queer representation. Tragedy. There are a lot of characters whose stories are devastating, like Jonas Greymalkin, a child in the 1700s who was buried alive by his own father after getting caught kissing a boy in the family barn, or Jumbo Carnation, a mutant fashion designer who was killed in a hate crime on the streets of New York City's Mutant Town, or even more personal tragedies like Carl Valentino, who got to grow old and die peacefully but never was able to come out of the closet and live as his true self. And while it is important important to shed light on some of these. In the spirit of pride and happiness and not making this video an endless cascade of depression, I've decided to mainly focus on those who get happy endings. Like Greymalkin, whose mutant powers kicked in and kept him alive, allowing him to resurface in the present day where he attended the Xavier Institute. He even made it to the island paradise of Krakoa, where he trained under Bishop and started dating fellow mutant Dallas Gibson. Jonas's powers only work in the dark, and Dallas has a living shadow, so match made in a very dim heaven. Krakoa also went on to resurrect both Jumbo and Carl. The former went on to achieve even wider fame as the designer behind the Hellfire Gala and date a very nice lighthouse keeper, while the latter came back not as he was, but as a young man. Adopting the name Somnus, he not only got a second chance to live as a gay man, but also as a superhero. He lent his dream powers to Cape Pride's Marauders, where he served alongside a man he once had a one-night stand with. We'll get back to Akiro next week. Even Northstar went on to join the X-Men and eventually got together with a PR agent his sister hired, Kyle Jinadu. Another regular human, they also had to deal with the dreaded long distance. The X-Men were based in California, but they made it work, and in 2012, 20 years after Northstar came out, the two were married in Marvel's first ever gay wedding. The mutants have given Marvel a lot of firsts when it comes to queer rep, like Darnell Wade, their first drag queen superhero. Inspired out of universe by various contestants on RuPaul's Drag Race, and in universe by the flamboyant, brightly colored heroes of New York City, Darnell adopted the drag persona of Shade. Her power was similar to Cloak's, being able to teleport and create portals using the Dark Force dimension, which they originally used for a shopping spree, like we all would. But eventually they decided to only use their powers to spread light and joy, adopting a new name, Darkveil. Mutants also gave Marvel their first on-page kiss between two men, namely Richter and Shatterstar. Now, these two are probably the greatest representation of the bilemma I talked about earlier, so if you want to view them both as gay or both as bi, that's fine. But the general consensus seems to be Richter is gay and Shatterstar is bi, which is great for me because it means I get to go another week without having to explain how the Shatinator is his own granddad. Anyways, Richter is the king of vibes, the seismic kind, not the chill kind. He's honestly not that chill. Basically, he can make earthquakes, and he was first introduced as one of the kids X-Factor found when they were pretending to be mutant hunters. Don't ask, they were being dumb. But eventually filtered into the New Mutants, which became X-Force, which became just a series of nonsense. On Krakoa, he got really into magic thanks to the new mentorship of Apocalypse, always a great idea, and became more of your standard earthbender. Though, I'm sorry, I do have to say, this is not the first gay kiss in Marvel. It's called that, sure, but it's from 2009, 8 years after Mickey Torque made out with his boyfriend that surely had a name, though it is known only to God. And listen, was Mickey introduced in the previous issue? Yes. Did he die literally 10 pages later? You better believe he did. Is this anywhere as significant or groundbreaking as 2 decades-old characters finally acknowledging their feelings for each other? Do not be outside of your mind. However, who would I be if I let something as meaningful as that get in the way of being overly pedantic? Point goes to Mickey. Now, this was a part of X-Statix, or I guess technically at the time it was still X-Force, but like I said, nonsense. It was sort of the reality TV version of the X-Men with a much more comedic and satirical approach, which meant characters got killed off. A lot. Some other members included Vivisector, a former Harvard professor named Miles Alfred who came down with a bad case of slightly lamer lycanthropy, and Fat, a trailer park kid named Billy Bob Riley who realized he could shift his weight around
Fat
to
was
enlarge
a fan.
different parts of his body. As you can see, we're not
fan.
exactly dealing with the A-listers. Part of that is because X-Statix was never about anything as trivial as peace for mutant kind. They were after fame and money, which is why these two tried to boost their publicity by pretending to be gay, though their fake relationship fizzled out when they each realized that not only were they actually gay, but they had no romantic interest in each other. That's just life, you know? But jokes aside, the most prominent gay mutant of the modern age is probably a Knoll. Originally a part of Academy X, he's a little lizard boy who has a power that keeps me up at night. They took his arm off, right? And then he grew a new one that was all big and even more lizardy, and the immediate response was, okay, rip off the other one and balance yourself out. That's wrong. That's a dumb approach. Rip off the same one and see what happens. Is it fixed? Is it the same? Is it worse? Like, bud, yeah, you can sniff the air with your tongue. Cool. But I feel like your real power might be a horrifying, eldritch, hyper-evolved monster body. Just keep yanking. Anyways, he's kind of been trapped as the young gay kid since he premiered, as he was originally classmates with Laura Kinney, then 20 years later on Krakoa, he was still classmates with her little sister. It wasn't until last year that he seemed to graduate to the same vague 20-something as the rest of his peers. Around then, he started showing interest in Indra, an Indian mutant who also confuses me. Only because Indra, the god, presumably also exists, right? Like Odin and all them do. And it's not like the kid has weather powers or anything. He's got a big purple exoskeleton. Just kind of feels like taking a random Norwegian boy with acid spit and calling him Thor, you know? But regardless, he was confirmed to be gay last year because they really are all just in a line. Though that's not to say we're not still getting new queer representation. Recently, we were introduced to Kobak Neverheld, a member of the Iraqi. A group of mutants who evolved over thousands of years in an alternate hell dimension and now occupy the planet once called Mars. His power is producing bone-like quills on his back and just generally looking like a beast. He may also be an Omega-level mutant, if that matters to you, though just how the Iraqi define the term isn't quite clear. He took the name Neverheld after his first lover, Tarlo, was killed, though confusingly, he vowed to never cry again. He's definitely still held. Even more recently, there's Ben Liu over in the current X-Men run, who was originally a regular dude before getting experimented on by a group called 3K and seemingly being turned into a mutant. Now he has the ability to create lifelike illusions and flirt with Magneto, who, by the way, is not on this list. Neither is Charles, and honestly, that annoys me to no end. But it is time to move on from the X-Men, I know, only 40 in, and focus on the Gay Lesbian Alliance. Or, sorry, the Great Lakes Avengers. Honest mistake. That is the second most embarrassing mistake Miguel Santos ever made. The first, of course, happened after his parents built a very strange machine. It was designed to see a world unseen, but when Hulk smashed it up, they just quit, so Miguel went out to take a look at it. It was a great big flash, everything changed, his molecules got all rearranged, and he was reborn as living lightning. The process made him go a little bit insane, and he ended up fighting the West Coast Avengers, but don't worry, he eventually switched sides and joined the team. Now, the GLA may not actually be the Gay Lesbian Alliance, but it is led by a gay man, namely Dr. Val Ventura, aka Flatman. Except not really, his name is Matt. The whole doctor bit was an attempt at copying Reed Richards because, if you couldn't tell, Flatman is a not-so-subtle parody of Mr. Fantastic. In universe, he actually used to impersonate him at birthday parties working for his boyfriend, Andrew. Only Matt wasn't satisfied pretending. He wanted to be a real superhero and for Andrew to join him as his sidekick, Paperboy. The two ended up breaking up, but Matt always kept the door open. Also, it wasn't crazy. On top of being able to flatten himself, he does genuinely have stretchy powers. How? He's a mutant. You thought we were done? Okay, I promise there are non-mutant gay people in Marvel Comics, like Ra's Malhotra. He's just got a fancy suit that gives him access to Pym particles so he can be a big boy. Born to Indian immigrants, I'm honestly surprised he got to go by.
I feel like they just never really tried with names. Giant Man, Flat Man, Paperboy.
By Giant Man and not like Hanuman. Eventually, he joined the Agents of Atlas, Marvel's premier Asian-led
Some of these
team,
names are
where he
just
started
brutal.
a relationship with Isaac Ikeda, aka the Protector. His thing is being a knight that fights dragons. About it. He showed up when they were fighting a dragon. He kept showing up because they kept fighting dragons. Don't ask him anything else. He just cares about dragons. And Roz. Oh, and at one point, Roz stayed at an apartment that was once owned by Samuel Saxon, aka the Machinesmith. Yeah, good segue. Pulling a rare reverse Pinocchio, real boy Sammy Saxon chose to become an artificial life form after uploading his consciousness into a robo body. From there, he just sort of became generic brand Ultron, uploading his consciousness into newer and fancier tech and sending robots out to annoy superheroes. He did briefly work for Ant-Man, hence the apartment, but he is a villain through and through, though he does seem to have a crush on Vision, do with that information as you will. Speaking of gay evil people, let's talk about the ethical ramifications of monster hunting in a world where you could reasonably come across a pack of monsters grabbing matcha from the local coffee shop. Cullen Bloodstone is the youngest of the famed Bloodstone family. When he was 11, his father took him to the Black Realm of Clintor for some wholesome family bonding that included leaving him there overnight. Except, whoopsies, Daddy ended up dying and he stayed there for over 2 years. By the time he got back, the hunter had become the monster. That's called poetry, babes. He was one of the kids Arcane abducted to try and bank on the success of Hunger Games, but before you feel too much sympathy, he was most recently shown trying to fox hunt mutants. But not all gay evil people are rich and annoying. Some are just trying to make ends meet, like Joe the Gorilla and Sweet William, who, I'm gonna be honest, I picked for this solely based off their names. These are two low-level goons from the 70s. Joe was your typical bruiser with a specialty in choking, while William was a laid-back, anti-violent gunman. Do you not see the nuance there? The potential? They may have only been in a combined 4 issues, but I think we can all agree there's room for growth, especially when you add in Joe having to quit the hench life after getting diagnosed with leukemia and then getting beaten up so bad by Moon Knight that he was permanently hospitalized. Before you start judging Mark Steven Jake too harshly, it was an imposter. The real Moon Knight is an ally. In fact, one of Marvel's most prolific gay characters is a part of his supporting cast. Jean-Paul Duchamp, better known as Frenchie, has been by Mark's side since long before he started yelling about the moon. In fact, he was there the day that happened, and they both premiered in the same issue. That's what you call a day one, folks. Since then, he's mainly served as Mark's pilot, but has gone on to do a lot of random things, including run a restaurant with his business and life partner, Rob Silverman, who also doubled as Moon Knight's physical therapist until that became the problem it obviously was. And that concludes our list. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe and comment down below, and I'm kidding, I wouldn't forget them. In a move that I freely admit was a desperate attempt at engagement bait, I have saved the most popular gay couple to the very end. Let's talk about the Kings of Space. Wicked and Hulkling first met while serving on the Young Avengers, which is a little funny, because despite clearly being intended as the Thor parallel, Wiccan's powers are magic, and he is the reincarnated son of Avengers, Wanda Maximoff, and the Vision. Usually I'd say we don't have time, but they made 2 TV shows and a movie about this, so I think you get it. Hulkling, also not a Hulk. He is instead half Kree and half Skrull, which, if you know anything about the galacto-political standing of Marvel's cosmic empires, is kinda insane. He became a unifying force for the warring kingdoms, eventually becoming the leader of both. This is how we get to Kings of Space, though technically, even though they are married, Billy is actually the prince consort of space. Doesn't roll off the tongue as well. But it should be said, this video is coming out at the same time as Jonathan Hickman's Imperial, which promises to shake up the galacto-political standing of Marvel's cosmic empires. So we'll see where they are next month. Anyways, that does genuinely conclude our list. If you liked it, make sure to leave a comment down below and subscribe to see the rest. And if you didn't, lie. I'm a very sensitive man.
Link down below in video description on YouTube for the original video. Go throw out some much deserved love. Wait, there it is. Got distracted. All right, let's pull up some information and go about that. Here we go. How a Canadian superhero brought queer representation to Marvel Comics. This was posted in 2019. Marvel Comics is frequently referred to as the House of Ideas, yet the idea of a queer superhero did not fully arrive at Marvel until the 90s. Despite Marvel's reputation as a campus phenomenon, as a hotbed for liberal, even subversive discourse, Stan Lee's comics publishing, Juggernaut would not feature a canonically gay character until some 30 years after a debut of the Fantastic Four. There's a reason for that. The 1954 Comics Code Authority, a censorship bureau that policed comics content, explicitly banned sex perversion or any inference to same. Interesting. Which comics scholar Hilary Shute notes is a clear reference to homosexuality. The Marvel Universe as we know it began in 1961, the launch of the Fantastic Four #1. Thus, Marvel Comics was, from the onset, actually prohibited from depicting gay characters. Wait, so what was the... Wait a minute. What was... Adopted in 1954. Comic book medium, having come of age of the American cultural scene, must measure up to its responsibilities. Constantly improving techniques and higher standards go hand in hand with these responsibilities. Interesting. Comics Magazine Association of America, Inc. I'm assuming they were all part of this or something. Place strong powers of enforcement in the hands of an independent code authority. Members of the association have endorsed the purpose and spirit of this code as a vital instrument to the growth of the industry. Oh, interesting. #1, crimes shall never be presented in a way as to create sympathy for the criminal, to promote distrust of the forces of law and justice, or to inspire others with the desire to imitate criminals. Oh, so it's kind of like, yeah, Hollywood Hays Code. Indeed. No comics shall explicitly present the unique details and methods of a crime. Policemen, judges, government officials, respected institutions shall never be presented in such a way as to create disrespect for established authority. If crime is depicted, it shall be as a sordid and unpleasant activity. A lot of this is like crime, criminals, crime, criminals, crime, criminals. In every instance, good shall triumph over evil, and the criminal punished for his misdeeds. Oh, I had no idea that was like coded into it. I just assumed that people wanted to see like good triumph over evil. I had no idea that was like a law in these that you had to follow. That's wild. Welcome in, Alice. No unique or unusual methods of concealing weapons shall be shown. What? Scenes of excessive violence shall be prohibited. I'm assuming this is aimed at like keeping this kid friendly in a way. Like, don't make it too brutal kind of thing. Crime of kidnapping shall never be portrayed in any detail. Huh. The word crime shall never appear alone on a cover. Wow, they were really making sure. Part B, no comic magazine shall use the word horror or terror in its title. All scenes of horror, excessive bloodshed, gore, gruesome crime scenes, depravity, lust, sadism, masochism shall not be permitted. Unsavory, gruesome illustrations shall be eliminated. Special precautions to avoid references to physical afflictions or deformities. Ridicule or attack on any religious or racial group is never permissible. Nudity in any form is prohibited. Females should be drawn realistically, without exaggeration. Lara Croft. We're looking at you. Oh my gosh. The code basically killed the horror and mystery comics subgenre. Interesting. Just saw the new character has been cast for Heated Rivalry Season 2. Nice. That's why superhero comics are basically all that's left. Interesting. Divorce shall never be treated humorously nor represented as desirable. Okay, intimacy is neither to be hinted at nor portrayed. Seduction and grape shall never be shown or suggested. Like, I kind of get some of this. Like, obviously, comics are mainly a kid audience, like, for the most part. So you're not trying to have, you know, these things that you're trying to sell to kids be too crazy. You don't want to just expose them to everything, right? Like, I kind of understand some of this, but obviously it goes really far. Advertising the sale of knives is prohibited. What? You're flipping your pages, then all of a sudden you just see like gun and knife ads. That is so interesting. So that's the code, huh? Interesting. I never knew this existed. Never knew it. Wasn't until 1992, 3 years after a major revision to the Comics Code that we literally just went over, officially opened the door to depictions of LGBTQ plus characters, that Marvel had their first openly gay superhero in Alpha Flight 106, written by Scott Lobdell, or Lobdell, maybe. The character North Star declared, quote, "I am gay." Even then, this move was met with outrage by Marvel's corporate leadership. 20 years later, North Star would also feature in Marvel's first same-sex marriage, an event that was prominently depicted on the cover of Astonishing X-Men number 51. North Star had debuted way back in 1983 as part of all-Canadian government-sponsored superhero team Alpha Flight. Probably shouldn't go through the history of all this as we literally just heard it. But I'll kind of scan through here and see if we see anything interesting. Byrne described the impetus of North Star's sexuality that, quote, "There needs to be gays in comics because there are gays in real life. No other reason the population of the fictional world should represent the real world. That's why I created North Star. I felt the Marvel Universe needed a gay superhero, even if I would never be allowed to say it in so many words in the comics themselves, and I felt that I should create one rather than retrofitting an existing character." Kind of like the Hays Codes in Hollywood and films, which existed up until late. Yeah, very true. Code started to fall out of favor in the 80s, flat out rejected by the 2000s. Archie Comics was the last holdout because they were heavily involved in the code, but even they dropped it in 2011. Marvel Canada's government's like horrendously evil. It's hilarious. Gave North Star Link since he was first, basically. Well, I appreciate that. Pride 2024, the best queer moments in Marvel Comics. Mystique, I want my life back. In the majority of her appearances, Mystique is a cold-hearted killer. However, her relationship with Irene Adler, aka Destiny, reveals a softer side to Mystique. Their dedication to each other and the dysfunctional mutant family they created has endured more than most couples can say. However, after Destiny's death in 1989, she was kept dead for over 30 years. This broke Mystique's heart. Since they had been together for more than a century, now in the Krakoa era, Mystique swallowed her pride and worked for Xavier and Magneto so Destiny could be resurrected. Of course, they instead listened to Moira McTaggart's warnings and denied her reunion with Irene, leading to Mystique's iconic outrage. But don't worry, Destiny is inevitable. Richter and Shatterstar's Kiss, even though the classic love song As Time Goes By tells us that a kiss is just a kiss. Sometimes a kiss can have a lasting impact. And for queer readers and audiences, seeing a kiss on screen or on panel means more than just fan service. It's validation that has been long fought for, and the inclusion that is much deserved. Odin's love for Loki. For queer people, acceptance from their family members is not often guaranteed, and for Loki, the Asgardian god of mischief, he's already on the outs with his family often enough. But in a heartwarming panel in Loki, Agent of Asgard, number 11, 2014, with his father, Odin, the All-Father, tells Loki that he loves his child no matter what, acknowledging that Loki is both son and daughter. Odin's unconditional love for his child is what all families should aspire toward. Rick and Star were speculated for a long time. North Star and Kyle Jannadu's wedding. Wiccan and Hulking's wedding. Get a groom. Love has always been in the air when it comes to superheroes, but a superhero wedding is a rare event. Not only are logistics difficult, imagine getting all these ego superpowers in one space, but the likelihood that it won't be interrupted by a villain is very slim. Nevertheless, Marvel Comics has ushered in 2 unforgettable queer marriages in the history of matrimony. X-Men number 51, Astonishing X-Men, number 51 in 2012 stands out as the first same-sex marriage for Marvel. Later in 2020, Empire number 4 gave readers Marvel's most intergalactic power couple yet, Wiccan and Hulkling. Wiccan, the son of Scarlet Witch, rivals his mother in chaos magic, while Hulkling is now the emperor of the Kree-Skrull Alliance. They must have a lot to talk about at dinner. Io and Anika. When Io, a respected captain, and Anika, a new member of the Guard, defected from the Dora Milaje, I think. Man, I am woefully ill-prepared. Many within the Black Panther's sphere are shocked. They're renowned for their unwavering devotion to king and country, but Io and Anika begin to see the cracks in the foundation, so they decide to do something. Together, they form the Midnight Angels, and the relationship becomes a powerful beacon of black queer women in love fighting for what they believe in. Their story is told in the GLAAD Media Award for Representation winning series World of Wakanda, written by Roxanne Gay, with art by Aletha Martinez and Afua Richardson, plus a portion of the first issue written by poet Yona Harvey. Interesting. Gender euphoria with escapade. Sometimes the littlest joys can have the biggest impacts on our emotional health. Even something as simple as finding the right makeup. Marvel's Voices Pride number 1 is mainly about their struggle in semi-do-gooding supervillains. Their small flashback panels are serious highlights. As kids, Sheila and Morgan came out to each other as transmutants. Their enduring friendship is a testament to the power of support we can all give each other in our own communities. America Chavez teasing Kate Bishop. Little lighthearted teasing between good friends. Marvel fans especially love the Young Avengers because they're a true family, always looking out for each other, plus many of their members are queer. After they've finally managed to resolve Kid Loki's multiverse-bending scheme, the team enjoys a rowdy New Year's Eve party together. At the end of the night, Kate Bishop questions whether she's the only straight member of the team, with a mischievous raised eyebrow, as you see before you. America Chavez says, "I've seen the way you look at me. You're not that straight." Venom with 2 M's. Venom and Taku. Unrealistic body standards are hard to live up to for anybody, and most communities unfortunately face them in some capacity. However, this story of love between a former henchman and a top-ranking Wakandan advisor shows that real love is accepting and forgiving. Venom will always be rough around the edges. His loving husband Taku will also see past Horatio's exterior with a kind man underneath. Shout out for this wonderful list of all the people we saw during that video, by the way. Let's see, who really stuck out to me? Who could I learn more about? Well, I literally called Iceman Silver Surfer, so obviously I don't know anything. I'm so ignorant to this. It's unbelievable. Isn't Wiccan Joe Locke? Indeed. Robert Drake, the Iceman. I've been an X-Men, an X-Factorian, a Defender, a Champion, don't ask. I've been a superhero since before I was old enough to shave. I've stood side by side with the toughest, most powerful heroes in the known universe and always held my own. But today, I need to be something more. So go ahead, call me a joke if you want. Label me the X-Man with the lamest power ever. But a man of untapped potential, don't you dare ever call me that again. Bobby Drake is a mutant with the capacity... Wait a minute. Wasn't Iceman in X-Men, that movie Days of Future Past or whatever the heck that was called? I think I ruined that title. First Class? X-Men First Class? Pretty sure, right? Or is this a different person? When his powers first manifested, Drake was hunted by his intolerant neighbors. He was in X-Men X3 and 3. Trying to remember. Straight and Dating Rogue. X2. Oh my gosh, I love those movies. How am I blanking on this? Come on now. Oh, that's right. Oh, I'm messing up the movies in my head. Oh. Oh, it's coming back to me. Holy crap. It's coming back to me. The only superhero I know is Spider-Man. Honestly, I'm not far off. I did grow up watching Batman the animated series and X-Men the animated series. So obviously I was aware of them. But other than that, I was pretty clueless, honestly. I mean, here, okay, this will tell you the latest. Did you see the newest Spider-Man? I did not. I absolutely did not. I'll see it eventually. I do want to see it. I've seen all of them, but eventually. I'm not big on super packed movie theaters. Sometimes I am if I really am like dying to see it, but for the most part, I kind of wait it out a couple weeks, wait for it to kind of die down, and then I can just slink right in there. Fair enough, mine were packed. Yeah, I assume they're packed for at least 4 weeks. At least. I eventually went to go see... Oh my gosh, what did I see? Oh, I can't even remember, but I waited so long for it to finally like die down. It was just, every time I looked at it, it was just packed. It's already made $1 billion in about a week. Oh my gosh. That is impressive. What's interesting is the fact that they're pre-selling tickets now. And I'm trying to remember, wasn't Odyssey tickets on sale for, well, the IMAX Odyssey tickets, they were on sale for like months in advance. Biggest box office movie ever overtaking Endgame? That's wild. People are just starving for that feeling, right? Those movies, Spider-Man has been like Spider-Man and Deadpool have been two of the franchises that have kind of kept that pre-Endgame buzz going, right? Over the years. Like it's huge. It's so huge. Like I look at the Spider-Man numbers and I just am reminded of that, Avengers energy, I guess is the best way to call it. Like it was just insane towards Infinity War and Endgame. And everything else is kind of like, puttered out. But nothing's really captured that as much as the Spider-Man movies and obviously Deadpool versus Wolverine as well. So it's nice to see. Like the normies are into it. The people that are heavily into comics are into it. Like everybody's into it. In comics, Bobby and Peter Parker used to prank each other a lot. That's that's cool. Tom Holland is honestly so great. He carries the film so much. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think this is a hot take, but I have enjoyed all the recent Spider-Mans. I thought Tobey Maguire was good. I thought Andrew Garfield was great as well. And yeah, Tom Holland has kind of kept that torch going. They've been nailing the casting of that character for many years, since like what, 2001, 2, somewhere around there? Like ever since the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, it's just been phenomenal for me. He's been Spider-Man for 10 years. That's crazy. Crazy. And I know people like to pick favorites, you know, where they're like Tom Holland more or Tobey Maguire more, whatever. I like the fact that the actors that have been playing that character have been good and entertaining to me. That's it. That's all I like. I like the fact that they've all kind of like left their own stamp on the character. It's kind of interesting. Who else we got? Check out a couple more. Korg, obviously, I'm familiar with during Thor Ragnarok. That was it was such a funny scene. Man, that was back in the time where I really appreciated Marvel humor, if you will. I thought that scene with him and David and Thor was just hilarious. Hilarious. Kind of waned on me after a couple more movies, but I was really into it right then. While Korg's people were based on the planet Saturn, they were advanced scouts for the planned invasion. They landed in Norway and frightened a local life form. The human tried to warn his people, but they dismissed him. One human overheard and gone to look for himself. When he stepped on a twig, the aliens noticed him. He fled into the hills, where he lost his cane. However, the human returned, but now in the form of Thor, where he easily lifted the boulder and left the cave. Interesting. Fighter jets scrambled to meet them. They projected an image of a huge dragon and frightened away the pilots. When the ground forces fired missiles, they exploded harmlessly against the ship's force fields. Yeah, not surprising they gave up and gave up the invasion. That is not surprising. Who else we got here? My gosh, this character, looking at him was just, I didn't know what to think. Flat Man? Can you do an Oli? Yeah, absolutely. My brain-addled, skin-challenged friend. I can bring on the deadliest martial arts fighting form of all. Origami Fu. Oh my gosh. Matt was a mutant who could flatten and stretch his body to great lengths. After dropping out of community college, he started working at Coolio, Beans Coffee, where he met a party organizer named Andrew. Witnessed Matt making use of his powers and convinced him to work for him. When Andrew pointed out Matt was poor and uneducated, unlike Reed Richards, Matt decided to create a fake alter ego to go with his superhero name, so he started calling himself Dr. Val Ventura, a.k.a. Flatman. That's so interesting. Victor Borkowski. Quote is, hello, gay? What an interesting quote. Born and raised in Illinois, lived a normal life despite his reptilian features. Result of his being a mutant. Close-knit community accepted the boy for who he was until anti-mutant sentiment began to spread. For his own safety, his parents sent him to the Xavier Institute. Most famous Great Lakes Avenger is Squirrel Girl. The multiverse confuses me so much. Honestly, I kind of gave up on trying to understand the multiverse. It's just way too much. Way too much. When the advisor system was set up at the Xavier Institute, Victor originally chose Wolverine, but quickly realized that was not a good fit and switched to Karma. However, during the formation of training squads throughout the school, he was reassigned to North Star's Alpha Squadron. At first, he was quite friendly with Hellion and other Hellions, but eventually became closer to his teammates. He was especially close to North Star and was deeply affected by his death, as the hero helped him come to terms with homosexuality. When a resurrected North Star attacked the Institute to kill the X-Men at the behest of the Children of the Vault, Anole found him and was able to temporarily snap him out of the mind control set in place by Serafina. His joy at seeing his former mentor back was short-lived. As Jean-Paul returned to his mind-controlled state and viciously beat him. Dang. Wondered why he wasn't dead from losing too much blood and why it didn't hurt. He eventually grew a huge new reptilian arm that replaced the one he had lost. It seemed his mutation also endowed him with the ability to recover limbs, though they emerged as more mutated reptilian versions of the originals. After Cyclops disbanded the X-Men as well as the school, Victor received a warm welcome from the citizens of his hometown, but soon went into hiding for accidentally attacking his own father due to his PTSD from attacks he suffered while at the Institute. North Star, contacted by Cyclops, found Anole on a tree limb beside a tree house. At first, Jean-Paul made jokes, thinking Victor was having a problem with fitting in, as both a mutant and gay teen. Victor then explained he didn't have a problem with the townspeople, as they accepted him for who he was. He had a problem with North Star and other X-Men for stealing the new X-Men's innocence. Before departing, Victor told North Star to tell all the former X-Men to not look for him anymore. Interesting. It's way too overblown. Like, I need to watch 10,000 movies to understand it. Honestly, I don't think you would even understand it watching 10,000 movies. It is so convoluted, and then, correct it. What do they call that? Retconning? Then they just retconned a bunch, and it's just like, I don't even know. Academy X are so traumatized. Does anyone know if someone has sent in the vid of Dan and Phil reacting to heated rivalry on the list of reactions? I believe if you look in the... well, obviously you could look at the list, right? Look at the list. I have no idea, honestly. They survived half their class getting murdered in a bus explosion, and they were children. Yikes. Yikes. That is unfortunate. That is really devastating. We'll look at one more. Why not? Then we will move on to the next video. Destroyer. D-Man. I mean... The costume is just unbelievable. Truly unbelievable of D-Man. It's literally just Wolverine and Daredevil. That is so funny. Oh, you're kidding me. Dennis Dunphy, aka D-Man, was born and raised in Detroit. D. I think someone put a Byler video on the list. Just reacted to a Byler video, actually. One of the Academy X kids, Serge, said this to Professor X, and it hits. There's nothing you can teach us, Professor. We already know how to die. Ooh. 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 Yeah, the previous live that I did today, we did a Byler video. It'll be up on YouTube hopefully tonight. I'm going to try to get to it. This might be the most wild name on that entire list. Fat with a PH. Do we think Fat believed in Fan? Grew up poor and involved in the gangster life. At first, his powers manifested as simple weight. I don't like how his feet and hands are just so prominent, you know? At first, his powers manifested as simple weight gain, which he put down to the stress of his life. It's relatable. Once it became clear he was a mutant, he trained well and used his abilities to fight crime. Wow. Once rich, tried to give his family what he never had growing up. He gave them a house, but they still lived in the RV in the yard because they liked the closeness. Interesting. His powers seem to be less effective in moments of stress. Well, that kind of makes sense, right? I love how his weight says variable. It varies. Worked with Vivisector to raise their profile amongst the team and in the public eye. They even pretended to have a romantic relationship, which foiled by the fact because both of them realized they were gay. They had a real relationship which ended when they realized they were simply not attracted to each other. That is so interesting. So his power is fat growth. Fat could generate and stretch the fat deposits in his body, making parts of his body larger and fatter, focused in a specific region. For example, if he were to focus it into his fist, he would have giant-sized fists. Interesting. That is simply the most interesting superhero power I think I've ever heard. That is so strange. Oh my gosh. Wow. That is definitely a new one for me. I don't think I've ever... That power must hurt, low-key. Got to, right? Oh my gosh. Wow. That is something. That is absolutely something. Oh my gosh. That'd be wild if one of the side effects of Ozempic or anything like that was superhero power of being able to control your fat. That would be interesting. Good grief. All right, let's move on. There's no transition from that. There's none. I have no idea where to take that. I was trying to come up with a joke to like get off it, but I just couldn't. There's a Doctor Who episode of fat coming off and becoming new life forms. Oh my gosh. See, I like the fact that he can control his weight. Like it's variable. Like maybe it's the winter time and you want to put on a couple extra pounds, be a little warmer. Maybe it's the summertime, you want to get lean. I mean, sounds pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. The fat is sentient. All right, let's move on to the next one. It is the pilot, the official pilot of passenger seat number X. Am I supposed to say X or is it the Roman numeral 10? Is it number 10? And they just stylistically went with the Roman numeral? These are the questions I have. I don't want to look stupid. Although I literally had never heard of 98% of those superheroes before. Imagine it's like Venom and it talks to you. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine? Oh my gosh. It's like that ghost from Ghostbusters just coming out of you, like this big blob. And it just all of a sudden just starts talking to you. Oh, geez. It's X? Okay. Passenger seat number X. Thank you, Slayer Kitty. I appreciate it. Official pilot. Here we go. Posted 1 month ago. 1.7 million views. 1.7 million views. It's got 99,000 upvotes. Hopefully we can get it to 100,000. Wouldn't that be interesting? I was the 100,000. All right, let's go ahead and turn subtitles on, and then we will also make it tinier so I'm not blocking said subtitles. That would be embarrassing. All right, here we go. I think that should work. Official pilot, passenger seat number X. As soon as I click that, my chat window closed.
เพราะมันทำให้ผมคิดถึงเขาคิดถึงวันที่เราเคยติดฝนด้วยกัน
Oh, hey, who are these two?
คุณจะไปไหนล่ะครับคณะบัญชีครับงานแนะแนวจากศิษย์เก่ารุ่นพี่นี่เองผมว่าคุณกางโล่ไปเถอะผมเปียกขนาดนี้แล้วอะไม่เป็นไรหรอกคุณเอาไปเถอะ
Oh no, not the alumnus and the student.
เดี๋ยวผมไปอย่างนี้ก็ได้ผมรีบพอดีมีนัดนะครับมีนัดวันนี้เป็นเย็นวันศุกร์ด้วยแปลว่านัดกับคนสำคัญเพื่อนครับมีแต่เพื่อนยังอื่นยังผมไปละเจอกันนะคุณเดี๋ยวครับคุณชื่ออะไรครับ
That smile of, got him, got him.
ผมชื่อสอมลูกเรือของสายการบิน Silver Lining Air สายการบินที่ได้รับความนิยมมากที่สุดในเวลานี้วิธีปลดเข็มขัดให้ยกหัวเข็มขัดด้านบนขึ้นก่อนออกจากเครื่องบินกระตุกปุ่มสีแดงตลอด2 ปีของการเป็นลูกเรือ ชีวิตผมไม่มีอะไรนอกจากทำงานไม่ว่าบนเครื่องจะวายป่วงแค่ไหนผมรับมือได้หมดขอโทษด้วยนะครับคุณผู้โดยสารเนื่องจากการสื่อสารที่ผิดพลาดทำให้ตอนนี้เมนูไก่ของเราหมดแต่ว่าทางเราได้เตรียมเมนูปลาซึ่งเป็นเมนูซิกเนเจอร์ของสายการบินเราไว้เรียบร้อยคุณผู้โดยสารสะดวกจะรับแทนไหมครับหรือไม่ว่าจะเจอผู้โดยสารแบบไหนก็ไม่เคยเป็นเรื่อง
Nailed it.
Sir, your behavior is currently disturbing other passengers. I suggest you to calm down and drink this water.
ขอโทษด้วยนะคะ
ไม่เป็นไรครับ
น่ารักก็ได้เท่ก็ได้ สมกับเป็นผัวในฝันสุดๆเลยอ่ะ
โอ้เลิกมโนสักที
แซวเล่นเอง ยังไงคะคืนนี้ไปดื่มไปดริ้งกันไหมสามีค่ะ
ไม่ได้พรุ่งนี้มีสแตนด์บายไว้คราวหน้าแล้วกัน
แหมพี่สองขยันจัง จะเก็บเงินไว้แต่งงานเหรอ แต่งกับหนูไหมคะหยุดค่ะกูรักของกูมาเป็นปีๆเนาะ ของแบบนี้ใครดีใครได้นะคะพี่ ว่าแต่พี่สองมีแฟนหรือยังคะ
ไม่ครับ
ไม่มีแฟน
พี่ไม่ได้ชอบผู้หญิง ถ้างั้นพี่ก็มีสิทธิ์สิ มาพี่ถือให้
โอ้ยความพยายามอยู่ที่ไหน
ความสำเร็จอาจจะไม่ได้อยู่ที่นั่น
All I'm gonna say is I hope Z can fight.
โอ้ซ้อมเราเล่นนะครับพี่กรณ์
He's got a lot of fighting ahead of him.
แต่แล้ววันหนึ่งผมก็ต้องมาเจอกับผู้โดยสารคนนี้ ขออนุญาตเสิร์ฟเอสเปรสโซ่ร้อนครับ
Oh my god.
ผมจิรพาสกิรติถาวรผู้มารับหน้าที่ CEO คนใหม่ของ Silver Lining Air
Oh no
ขอ
way.
อภัยนักบินลูกเรือและพนักงานทุกคน
No
สำหรับ
way.
การเปลี่ยนแปลงกระทันหัน หวังว่าจะไม่ส่งผลกระทบต่อการร่วมงานกันนะครับ ผมอยากให้ทุกคนตั้งใจทำงานอย่างที่ทำอยู่แล้วในทุกๆวัน ถ้ามีอะไรเปลี่ยนแปลงผมจะรีบแจ้งนะครับ
สำหรับคนอื่นเขาคือ CEO
Oh, I wasn't
แต่
getting
สำหรับ
the new
ผม
chats at all. I had to
เขา
refresh.
เคย
My
เป็นคน
bad.
พิเศษ
What's up, Megan? Welcome in.
พี่ว่ามือเราว่าเหมือนกันนะเนี่ย พ่อใส่แหวนแล้วดูดีเลย เหมือนกับพี่ไง
โอ้พี่พาดนะสองบอกแล้วไงว่าให้รอสองเก็บเงินก่อนสองอยากซื้อแหวนแรกพี่พาด
ก็ถือว่าพี่ให้สองยืมก่อนไง ไว้สองมีเงินแล้วก็ค่อยคืนพี่ โอเคนี่ แต่สองต้องสัญญากับพี่นะ ว่าจะใส่มันตลอด
งั้นพี่พาดก็ต้องสัญญาด้วยนี่
สัญญาสิครับ
ยินดีต้อนรับผู้โดยสารทุกท่านสู่เที่ยวบิน SV 2027ที่จะพาผู้โดยสารเดินทางกลับไปพบกับรักครั้งเก่า
แหมแซวเล่นเอง ใครจะไปคิดเนาะว่าอยู่ดีแฟนเก่าจะกลับมาในฐานะเจ้านายอีกอะ
That's crazy.
แล้วไง มีสิทธิ์รีเทิร์นปะ
ไม่มีคงเป็นอดีตไปละแล้วตอนนี้เขาเป็นเจ้านาย
This is like nightmare scenario. I'm just thinking about this from a practical, realistic standpoint. Unbelievable nightmare scenario. Your ex is all of a sudden the CEO of the company you work for and you're happy at. So HR nightmare, yes, totally agree. Just a personal nightmare.
แล้วเขาคงมีแฟนใหม่ไปแล้วด้วย
คุณภาพมีอะไรหรือเปล่าคะ
ผมมาเข้าห้องน้
อ๋อห้องน้ำอยู่ทางนี้ค่ะ
Part of me's like, he definitely would know where the bathroom is on his own plane. Oh, that's embarrassing.
ทำไมถึงชื่อสองเกิดเดือนสองเหรอ
พี่พารู้ได้ไงอ่ะ คนอื่นก็ชอบถามสองอย่างนี้แหละ แต่ว่าปกติคนอื่นจะเดาว่าสองเป็นลูกคนที่สองมากกว่า
พี่ไม่อยากเหมือนคนอื่น
ยังรักกันแล้วเลิกกันทำไมอะ
พ่อแม่เขาไม่อยากให้เราคบกันอ่ะ
สองนั่นแหละ
Dang parents.
ก็ถ้าเชื่ออย่างนั้นแล้วสบายใจ พี่พาดก็เชื่ออย่างนั้นไปสองพี่ขอร้องสองจะต้องให้พี่ทำยังไงสองจะไม่ไปจากพี่ทำได้ทุกอย่างเลยนะสองจุ่มนี่จะต้องทิ้งอนาคตตัวเองทิ้งครอบครัวตัวเองเหรอสองพี่ทำได้เหรอถ้ามันจะมีอะไรที่พี่ทิ้งง่ายที่สุดตอนนี้มันก็สองเราเลิกกันเถอะพลาดไว้สอง
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, they're breaking up in the show.
สองไม่เถอะถึงรักกันแค่ไหนวันหนึ่งเราก็แค่ต้องแยกย้ายกันไปเติบโตแล้วก็มีเส้นทางของตัวเอง
แต่ตอนนี้เส้นทางระหว่างแกกับเขาอะก็กลับมาบรรจบกันอีกครั้งแล้วไม่ใช่หรอ
คุณพาด
พี่พานเรียกพี่ว่าพี่พานถ้าสองไม่พร้อมพี่ไม่ว่าพี่รอได้ แต่ถ้าสองคิดว่าตัวเองไม่คู่ควรกับพี่เพราะว่าคำพูดของคนอื่นพี่อยากให้คิดดูอีกที
คุณพาดรู้เหรอครับ
พี่ไม่อยากให้สองเสียใจกับคำพูดของคนแบบนั้นให้โอกาสพี่อีกครั้งนะครับ
แล้วสอนจะเลือกยังไงล่ะจะกลับไปอ่านหนังสือเล่มเดิมหรือจะเปิดใจให้กับหนังสือเล่มใหม่
พี่พาด
A pilot was fired, by the way.
พี่ถามว่าแหวนอยู่ไหน
เรื่องของเรามันจบแล้วพี่พาด
Never flew with them again.
พูดสิสองพูดสิว่าไม่ได้รักพี่แล้วอะ
ถามใจตัวเองดีๆเธอสองว่าแกอยากกลับไปกับคนเก่าหรืออยากเริ่มต้นกับคนใหม่
สองแน่ใจเหรอครับว่าเขาจะไม่ทำให้สองเสียใจอีก
สองแน่ใจครับ
เรื่องผู้หญิงคนนั้นล่ะครับ
ถึงเราจะย้อนเวลากลับไปแก้ไขอะไรไม่ได้แต่เราเริ่มต้นใหม่ด้วยกันได้นะครับสองให้พี่จีบสองอีกรอบได้ไหมครับจับได้แล้ว
จับได้อะไรสองไม่เคยไปไหนเลยแหวนก็ไม่เคยถอดเพิ่งถอดตอนที่คิดว่าพี่พาดมีแฟนนั่นแหละ วันนั้นจะโยนทิ้งลงระเบียงอยู่แล้ว
เหมือนจะสูงขึ้นนะเนี่ย เมื่อก่อนรู้สึกว่าต้องก้มหน้ามากกว่านี้
เมื่อกี้คือวิธีเช็คความสูงของพิพาทเหรอ ก็เหมือนจะสูงขึ้นหน่อย เมื่อก่อนต้องเขย่งมากกว่านี้ 2 ไปแล้ว ไว้เจอกันบนเครื่องนะครับ คุณผู้โดยสาร01A
พี่ยังมีอีก 1 คำถาม
อะไรครับ
ก็ยอพอนี่มันเป็นกองทุนยังไงนะ
พี่พาทถามอะไรเนี่ย
ขอทราบรายละเอียดหน่อยครับว่ากองทุนนี้มันมีเงื่อนไขยังไง พอจะได้ทำตัวถูก
พี่รู้ใช่ไหมว่ามันแปลว่าอะไรหึ
กองทุนกู้ยืมผัว งั้นพี่ขอกำหนดเลยนะ กองทุนนี้ให้เปล่าไม่เอาสลิปเงินเดือน ไม่ต้องออกสเตทเมนต์ย้อนหลัง ไม่ต้องมีคนค้ำประกัน ไม่คิดดอกเบี้ย ผัวต้องการแค่ ความรัก
กยพ.
Pay up. Coming soon. Coming soon. Oh my gosh. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw it some much-deserved love. Jeez. Oh, we weren't number 100,000. Dang it. That would have been so interesting. Yeah, that was looking very good. Like, the quality of these shows is getting better and better and better. Like, that looked phenomenal. Like, interesting, and obviously, you know, ZeeNunew's character has his own kind of path, and obviously other people involved in that path, and it's just, man, they are good actors, real good. And I don't know. I obviously can't take preferences because I don't know. I haven't seen these shows. I haven't seen other actors in their shows. All I've seen is edits. But, man, they are good at acting. They are extremely good. Hadn't seen this pilot before. It looks fun. Even the angst. Honestly, yeah. It was extremely fun. Lighthearted. Obviously, there's a bit of angst in there as well. But for the most part, looks like a fun watch. It really does. Link down below for the original. Go throw it some much-deserved love. Let's bring up some information on passenger seat number X. Now I'm starting to get it. As in X. XX. Got it. Took me a while. Flight attendant is forced to confront his ex-lover, who has returned as his new boss. That is such an insane premise. At the airline, amidst a nostalgic atmosphere that brings back memories of their past relationship, a new chapter in their love story begins anew on this flight. Adapted from the web novel, of course. Maybe we can get this in 2027. I don't rise my hope. They just started filming, so likely to see it very late. Wait, what? Wait, they just started filming, so we're very likely to see it very late 2006 and to early 2007. I think that passenger seat number X is more likely for some time in 2008. What? Have we time traveled? What happened? Wait, did we time travel or did they? What was DMD thinking? Huh? Woo, that loser left the show we won. I'm missing some very juicy drama here. You have links about this? Oh, got it. I think they forgot their second twos in those dates, right? I joked that they just told ZeeNunew to be themselves, except they're also a CEO and flight attendant. The actor who played the pilot. Oh, interesting. All right, we'll get to those links. Looks like a majority of the comments are about those. Just saw the preview of the scene where Song was talking kind of stern to the American passenger. Just because he looks like he was acting up could be misinterpreted. To me, he looked like a person with autism and not drunk. He handed him water. The whole joke was the fact that the person on the plane was drunk. And that's why Nunew's character handed him water. And obviously the person next to him was very embarrassed by the level of his drunkenness. Yeah, a lot of people are commenting on this. Kind of crazy. I don't know what happened, but can't wait for this. So excited. The problematic one will get recasted. Author and CEO of Demundi said it. I'm reading the novel, and I'm so emo. Their relationship, it's such a green flag coded. I'm so seated. I'm sure this will be a beautiful love story. Nice. Todd, I bet he got fired. The one you joke got fired. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. And I had no idea. Oh my gosh. Now that's funny. That's so good. Yeah, the Western guy was doing Thai comedy drunk acting for sure. Right. Thai star Z shares big Korean dreams, starting with his Cosmopolitan Shine collab. Interesting. Nothing if not ambitious, excuse me. A trait apparent in his various ventures across industries, and now he has sights set on, man, I can not be able to read at this point, on Korea as Thai artists continue to gain visibility in the country. Quote, I'd like to appear in a K-drama or sing in Korean someday after learning the language a bit more. Wow, nice. Fashion's another key interest of mine for a possible collaboration in Korea, as I recently took part in Seoul Fashion Week. Z also floated the idea of opening a Korean barbecue restaurant one day, expressing his fondness for Korean cuisine. A 33-year-old landed in Korea on Thursday, a date before the press event, ahead of the release of his collab with Cosmopolitan Korea. He appears as the latest cover star of the Cosmopolitan Shine, a photo book project set to be released in April. Each created in collaboration with a different artist, the Cosmopolitan Shine series features multiple cover versions and in-depth interviews. There's the cover, well, one of them, I guess. Photo book will come in 4 languages, Korean, Thai, English, and Japanese, with Z becoming the first Thai artist to feature as cover star for the project. It's a rare opportunity for me as a Thai artist. The creative team in Korea was always very passionate and dedicated. Project was a chance for me to show a different side of myself, which is what I tried to capture in the photo shoot. Nice. I'm proud of ZeeNunew for his Korean projects, including the single released last year. Z said, producers and creative crews in Korea are all very professional and talented, so I'm happy to work with them as well. Love that. Scandal. Oh, this is it. Damundi is facing backlash after casting God. Okay, I don't like that he chose the name God. Todd called it. The actor was called God, too. That is... Yikes. Let's see. From the series Two Moons in Passenger Seat Number X, and Mean from the series Love by Chance in Still Holding Up Like the Moon. Indeed, these actors are known for their homophobic behavior. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see. Yeah, that's so funny. I said he... It's so funny. I said he got fired and he never flew with them again. Oh, that's so ridiculous. Did his parents give him that nickname? Oh my gosh, that's brutal. That's almost 21 million views, by the way, on this. Acted in BL series, but is embarrassed to admit to others that they've done BL series before. Once they got into bigger network channel, deleted everything related to the BL series they used to be in. Once said they wouldn't take BL series roles anymore because they're lazy. Back when they were popular, didn't acknowledge anyone, almost never showed up to events with the friend group they used to act with. Never had time once. Went to an event with a friend group from their BL series and cropped all the friends out of the photo. Interesting. Be careful about who you ship them with. Back when their team told fans to go ship them on Mars. LOL. Interesting. After the negative backlash, God... that is just crazy. That's crazy. What a crazy nickname. God is an example of the doing BL to raise the profile, then crapped on BLs. Yeah. Kind of like, one of those young, starving actors that takes whatever role they can get, sees the BL as like an easy route, and then just craps all over it. Goes on to other things. That would be like, any of those actors that started in soap operas or soap dramas, and then as soon as they got to like TV or movies, they were just like, yeah, that scene over there, ugh, gross. It's like, no, you should be proud of, the route you took because it got you to where you are. Like, come on now. After a negative backlash, I don't even like calling this person God. That's crazy. He who shall not be named has announced his departure from the BL series Passenger Seat Number X. The actor said he was shocked by the public reaction and asked to leave the project so that the controversy would not affect their series or the CH7 drama he is currently filming. Regarding the interview in which he said he would no longer act in BLs, he apologized and explained that his statement came from the fact that he, quote, was going through burnout at the time and had stepped away from the entertainment industry with no intentions behind it. Okay, where he went wrong there, obviously, is if you are going through burnout, you just say you're no longer interested in acting, period. Like stepping away from acting, I'm burned out, The fact that he completely soloed, or not soloed, he selected BLs to point to specifically is interesting, to say the least. He added that he accepted the role because he saw it as a good opportunity and because many fans have been asking for his return to BLs. Methinks there was not a lot of other opportunities. And so he went back on his word. I'm assuming that's what happened, right? BL stars ZeeNunew, Dao, Jeff, Tay bring chaos and charm to Running Man Thailand. Episode 1. Running Man Thailand has launched to enthusiastic online response with Boys Love stars ZeeNunew, Dao, Jeff, and Tay, prominently featuring among the show's main agents, which include Oat, Inc., and I'm not even going to attempt that. I'm going to butcher it. Fueling strong fan engagement from Thailand and across the region. Series premiered on February 22nd. Oh my gosh. This would be fun. Cool. That's awesome. The one without a nose, yes. Ooh. Who shall not be named. Ever. Opening episode drew a great reception online, top social discussions according to early press coverage, as viewers highlighted the cast chemistry, high energy challenges, momentum widely credited to the BL fandoms following Tay, Jeff, ZeeNunew, and Dao. The production is a collaboration between... I can't remember how to say that. The original Korean format team, ensuring faithful game design and structure adapted for Thai audiences. Dang, number 1. Trended number 1 on X. Number 7 worldwide. How about that? In addition to the core lineup, Billiken was also featured in the first episode. Cool. I'm sure that was a lot of fun. Sure, that was a ton of fun, actually. Loved Running Man? Nice. ICE. There we go. It's a fun show. A friend called it Taskmaster with BL. That's great. That's good. I like that. Man, Taskmaster was interesting. Those were some very fun reaction videos. Well, I'm glad, I'm glad that he who shall not be named was, stepped away or was forced to step away. Whichever one works good enough, right? That's unfortunate that drama had to happen. But hey, maybe it'll get more eyeballs to it, right? Who knows? He's already gone off the project, so that's good. So hopefully it'll get more eyeballs to the show itself. 1.7 million views on that pilot, official pilot, so that's pretty amazing. It looked so good. I will say that. It looked phenomenal. Like, yes, does it look cheesy? Absolutely. It looks cheesy, cheeserific. But it also looks entertaining and nice and fun and enjoyable. So I'm sure it will be. Coming soon, whether it's 2007 or 2008 or 2027. I'm sure it's coming at some point. The cheese is the point. Absolutely. The cheese is the point. Cheesy rom-com stuff had its place always, in my opinion. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm very much a fan of the cheese. Whether it's actual cheese or just cheesy situations. Love it. Absolutely love it. And, yeah. I don't know. I've always enjoyed those. I've brought them up before, but all those like holiday movies, rom-coms on like Netflix and whatever. It seems like every platform has them at this point. Like Hallmark was a big one here in the US, like the Hallmark Channel. Now Netflix has a ton. And it's like A Princess for Christmas and, you know, all that stuff. Amazon has them now too, apparently. I was seeing a ton on there. So they're just kind of everywhere, but they're quaint. They're not exactly blockbusters, if you will, but they're interesting. They're interesting. It tells a fun story. It's wholesome. It's good entertainment. Good, clean fun, if you will. So yeah, I don't tire of those. I think they're nice to check in on every once in a while. It's like a little palate cleanser, right? Can't watch just horror films. You got to sprinkle in a little, you got to sprinkle in a little The Notebook. You got to sprinkle in a little Passenger Seat Number X. Just to, shake things up. Get a little love in your life. A little cutesy, adorable love. It's fun stuff. It is. It is a nice little palate cleanser. All right, let's move on to the final video of the day and kick off the rest of your week. Because remember, it's Monday. It's Monday. So I hope we have a wonderful rest of your week. I hope it's amazing. I hope it's productive. This is Dan Howell playing the piano. This was posted 2 years ago. If this gets copyrighted, blame Haniel Dowell. Time travel, indeed. We're traveling all the way back to 2007. All right, let's make this full screen. Don't need the closed captioning for this. Let's check it out. Dan Howell playing the piano. Time and time zone travel for me. Nice. As far as I know, he's mainly self-taught, which makes it even more impressive as someone who used to actively take lessons, but has since switched to learning by myself. I can say it takes a lot of work to learn even simple songs, well, without any professional help. Yeah, piano's one of those things where I think most people, if they could pick an instrument to play, it's either guitar, usually, or piano. And why piano? I think it's just one of those things where you see it out in the wild, and you're just like, man, I wish I could just hop on that thing and just blow people's minds. I don't know if anybody else thinks like that, but I'm pretty sure they do. Like, that's something I always think of. Like, if you see it at an airport or a restaurant or a mall, like, you just see a piano sitting around and you're just like, man, wouldn't it be cool if I could just walk up to that thing and just hammer out some Bach or something? Or just whatever. And just wow people. Because I've watched those videos on YouTube of, buskers and whatnot and people playing pianos at events or whatever. And they just walk up to it. They sit down at like a community college. Maybe there's a piano. Because I actually went to this community college once, and they had a piano in the lunch area. I was like, what is that doing there? And then one random day, I saw somebody sit down and actually start playing classical music, and I'm like, wow, it's happening. It's happening. Somebody's just sitting there and doing it. I think like that. For sure, piano was my first instrument. Then I later took up violin and guitar too. Piano's so classy. Very much. Very much. It's a very classy instrument. I think piano, violin's very classy. Flute is like... I feel like flute, you got to have the pinky up and, you're just the most pompous instrument player. There's something about flute that's so like, I'm better than everybody. In a good way. In a good way. I feel that way about the tenor saxophone. Interesting. Interesting. I did 1 year of band, and I played the alto saxophone. I got tired of carrying it around, so I said, you know what? I'm going to join chorus, and I'm going to sing. Because I can carry that anywhere, and it doesn't weigh a lot. Flute just reminds me of American Pie. Well, that too. That too. This one time at band camp, All right, let's jump into it. Dan Howell playing the piano.
This is us.
Continue.
Okay.
He's actually playing it.
Phil's commentary.
This, I can play the
Like that. Walking up to a piano in public and just ding 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 ding. It just everyone just looks at you like, what the heck? Oh my gosh. I didn't realize he was that good either.
Fueling my addiction.
That wasn't very ominous. Church organ.
Church organ. You were meant to die.
Holy crap. What? Oh my gosh. What's funny is he says this isn't actually very good, but because he doesn't think this is that good. Did someone say he was self-taught?
This is Thoroughlies by Dan, featuring interpreted guitar by Ravenfall.
Good grief. Piano is something he really focuses on when he's struggling with his mental health. Interesting. Phil's interpretive dance is wild.
Beautiful, Phil. Thank you.
It's very average to poor in terms of people that actually play the piano, but here is a song
from the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack that I learned to play the other day.
Claire de Lune.
It's a G. Oh my god! I like that
it's
you
just
know.
starting,
C, it's
just
a
starting
G.
to
Okay.
go off. Oh, dang it. Just starting to go off on that song. Oh my gosh. I can only play one thing only. The first thing I was taught, the chorus of the Celine Dion Titanic song. Hey, that would be handy to pull out at like a mall or something. Do people still go to malls? I'm kidding.
Let's see. No.
I thought he was going to play Welcome to the Black Parade. That one note just hit my ear.
No. Ugh, gross. Oh, I'm not going to embarrass myself. That's horrible. The last song that I was learning to play was Ingenue by Atoms for Peace. But then I kind of forgot that I was learning to play it and I only got halfway. How did it go? It was like...
Oh my gosh.
And then I just stopped.
Dang. That was surprising. Holy crap. What a hidden talent that I had no idea. Oh my gosh. That's incredible. Link down below in the video description for the original edit compilation. Go ahead and throw it some love. Jeez. Unbelievable. Mad props indeed. That was so fascinating. So fascinating. Again, one of those talents I wish I could just pull out, you know, and just all of a sudden, bang, bang, dun, 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Just blow people's minds real quick. Or at like a party, you know, there's some random organ or piano or something like that. Just whip it out real quick. It's never too late to learn. Very true. Very true. It's one of those situations where it's like, whenever I get the free time, it's like there's never any free time. And there's less free time as the older you get. It's unbelievable. But hey, maybe when I'm like 60, I'll be able to, you know, maybe when retired, I'll give it a shot. All right, let's pull up some TikToks of Dan and Phil, and we will get you out here. Here we go. There it is. My favorite Dan and Phil moments, part 3.
Would not do anything to get out of the saw trap. If they were like, you've got to poke yourself in the belly button, you'd be like,
I'm gonna die, snap me in half.
My belly button is strangely deep. I wouldn't be able to get to the bottom of
people don't need this, but Tumblr doesn't need that.
Get in the bath together.
Now what? Would you break up with me if I started smoking?
Yes.
Would you break up with me if...
Yes.
What happened?
I'm fighting for my life. Help me, you stupid fuck! It's a rabbit.
Oh, that's cute.
Should we go essentially stroke the rabbit?
Let's stroke the rabbit.
Oh, the only way to survive is to just live your truth constantly.
TVs have
and
got-
don't get up
Oh,
to
that's
anything
cute.
that
Should
you
we go
wouldn't
strike it?
Oh, I mean, you get up to a lot when you're not tweeting.
Your hairdresser's
While
not
you're
on the tin. Reaching into the tin.
You get a tweet out of the tin. Except with me,
compulsive lies.
I always got to have 3 sweets because they always drew blood out my ear. Oh, drawn blood again. Sorry, just mop that up. You got an extra sweet tonight? Heather. I loved Heather.
The whole dog is the foot. What's the toe? One little puppy.
You just spat
It's on
in
the-
my mouth. You just said puppy and spat in my mouth.
Oh my god, they kissed.
I feel like you would.
My favorite part is when they recognize Fan and they say the comments that I say as I'm watching this, like, oh my god, they kissed. Oh my god, they touched. That commentary. They have a baby grand in the house. Wow. They got it cheap off of Facebook Marketplace or something, because even a baby grand is wildly expensive. Very true. Very true. It's about the price of that massive lava lamp they have. Actually, probably more expensive.
Not do anything to get out of the saw trap. If they were like, you've got to poke yourself in the belly button, you'd be like,
I'm gonna die, snap me in half.
My belly button is strangely deep. I wouldn't be able to get to the bottom of it.
people don't need
Tumblr
this.
doesn't need
Tumblr
this.
doesn't need that.
Get it. pH.
I'm a toast in the evening kind of guy.
When Phil just gets a bit bored, he's like, it's toast time. It's midnight. We're gonna watch an episode of anime and have some toast right now.
And we've got a rotation of marmalade, hazelnut spread, pistachio
We're
spread.
all about the rare nut spreads. Don't limit yourself to peanut.
Yeah.
Hazelnut spread.
Pistachio spread.
Pistachio spread.
Love a rare nut
Nice.
spread.
Chunky peanut.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it's like, I've had too much chunky nut. I need sticky jam.
I'm just scared we're going to fall out of our toast phase again. It's going to be a sad day.
But that's when you shake it up and you're like, bagel era. Get the crumpets in. Tired of the regular crumpets, sourdough crumpets. Bit freaky.
Yeah.
Smells like that butter stick. Well, you have toast in the evenings because you're a freak with the pH.
I'm a
Freak with a PH. You know what's funny? They go for toast, or Phil goes for toast. I go for salads. Like, I love a salad at like midnight. I don't know why. I'm drawn to it. The dressing is tasty. The toppings can be really tasty. Like, the whole thing is just working. Fills the gap, right? It fills space in the stomach, but also it's just tasty. This is Monday stream. Yes, it is. It is currently Monday. It is currently Monday, fairies. Not gonna lie, I hate salad. It's not a good thing for me. It's unfortunate for you to say that. I am so sorry to hear that. Just bragging about eating vegetables? Yeah, I know. I'm a veggie-holic. I am. Fruit and veggie-holic. I love them all. I eat too unhealthily. Honestly, I was going for a while there of like lots of fruits, lots of veggies, you know, super, well, not super healthy, but like trying, you know, trying my best. I only eat beige food. Trying to think, what are the best beige foods? Bread? No, that's, well, I guess certain breads. All I eat is carbs. Honestly, that's what I think of when I watch a bunch of like Italian travel videos. I'm like, man, I would just eat pasta constantly. And I'm also just like, that is a lot of carbs. I don't think my body would handle that. Fries, veggie nuggets, toast. Ooh, what a combo. Watching Phil just clean his glasses over and over.
Like, is that his responsibility, or
Thrown for a loop because he was. I was thrown for a loop because he was hot as well.
let's talk about ice cream? That's very understandable.
I'm not very good at talking to attractive people.
But is that his responsibility, or should he have been prepped better by the people that write his auto cue?
Sorry, that sounded like shade to you because I can talk to you fine. I was thrown for a loop because he was hot as well.
Let's talk about ice cream.
I get that. Constantly cleaning glasses. All of a sudden, you're just like, what is this? You're seeing like some particle, and you're just like, what? I'll eat pizza and pasta every day. Oh my gosh. I went through a period. Ooh, this is embarrassing. I would get 2 medium pizzas because that was the deal at Domino's. I would get 2 medium pizzas on Friday? No, Saturday. Saturday night, I would get 2 medium pizzas, and I was living alone. So I would literally eat pizza for the next like 3 or 4 days. Like literally out of the week. Every week. I did that for like a month. So literally I would come home from work, have a couple slices. Come home from work the next day, have a couple slices. Come home from work the next day, have a couple slices. Like it was out of control. Totally out of control. I look back now and I'm like, shame. Pizza sounds so good. Honestly, it does. Pizza sounds amazing right now. Phil literally never takes off. We're all doomed, Cap. It provides just the right pressure when he has a migraine coming on. Interesting. That sounds yummy, not gonna lie. Honestly, it was delicious. It was delicious. I have no complaints other than the fact that, you know, not super healthy. Me in college, pizza every day. Funny enough, at university, I kind of ate like crap for the first 3 years. But then my 3rd year, I started actually trying. And I started working out a lot, and I was eating super healthy. I still had a dorm pass at that point, so I was eating in the dorms, had a meal pass, and I was eating like salads as meals. And I'd throw like chicken on there and stuff and, you know, some sort of protein, right? But I would just eat salads like constantly, and I got super healthy. And then obviously after university, I stopped doing that. It's funny how that goes right out the window. My diet consists of salads and alcohol. Don't drink, kids. Drink responsibly. I was too socially awkward to use my meal pass. It was pretty embarrassing. Oh, no. Honestly, I get socially awkward like that, certainly. Like going alone to the cafeteria was always not great. It was basically me making a salad, sitting by myself, eating that salad as fast as humanly possible, literally just shoveling it, and then just getting out. It was like in, salad, eat, out. I ate a lot of pizza a few years back, but then the acid reflux hit. Yeah, that'll get you. I'm dieting atmosphere. At the moment, not atmosphere. I'm dieting atmosphere. So you're dieting the atmosphere. So you're in outer space. Interesting. I want pizza so bad right now. Oh, it sounds so good. On exchange in Canada, my uni dining hall had a chef-made pizza station. Oh my gosh. The only pizza we had was like gross. It was gross, like frozen. Terrible. Terrible. I never got pizza at the dining hall, ever. Even the burgers were gross too. Chicken patties were like the things you get at like a grocery store in the frozen section. Ugh, I remember seeing the patties. They opened the drawer and it was like pink hockey pucks just stacked, frozen. I was just like, ugh. Ugh. That being said, I did have a burger from time to time, but I didn't like it. It did not taste good. It was not seasoned at all. It was just meat. Craving some cookies? Cookies sound good. Are you a fan of like the soft cookies, the chewy cookies, the hard cookies, like the crunchy? My college had a build-your-own omelet bar. Ooh, that's nice. Every once in a while we did Mongolian, where you could like pick your ingredients and then they would make it for you. Stir fry it and everything. We had a salad bar constantly. Build your own sandwich bar kind of thing. So they had all the ingredients for like a crazy sandwich if you wanted to use them all. But I love Subway cookies. Subway cookies are elite. American cafeteria pizza in movies always looks like it's made 50% out of plastic. Very true. That crust is like cardboard. Yeah, cafeteria pizza is usually pretty brutal. Every lunch in college, I would get a Tim Hortons. Ooh, nice. I've only been to Tim Hortons once. I downloaded the app and everything to use it. And I was going to an airport. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning or something. It's the only time I've ever been to a Tim Hortons, and it was awesome. It was great. Coffee was nice. I got some Timbits, the little donut holes or whatever. Ours had a build-your-own pasta bar. Good grief. That sounds amazing. Oh, and we had that cereal section that was available all day and night. Any cereal, they had multiple cereals. Pick your milk. Oat milk, almond milk, all the milks. So if you want to have cereal at 8:30 at night, go for it. What was cool is it was like this bonus cash or something that you would get with your meal plan, and you could obviously pay for more. But it was like a snack allowance or something like that. And throughout campus, we had little like snack shops. And in one of the dorms I moved to was nicer. My first dorm was not. It was a dorm actually my dad lived in the 70s. And didn't change at all. But at night, they would open a section of the kitchen and they would have like snack items. Like you could get pizza. You could get like a late night pizza at like 10:30 at night, 11 o'clock. It was awesome. They had a little like candy section next to the register, and oh, it was so cool. It was so cool. I don't want to know the amount of money gone from the my Tim Horton lunches. Oh, Lord. It was rated number 2 in the country for food for a reason. Jeez. There's also a Subway near my college, too. It was not good for me. Yeah, Subway is... They say it's healthy, but, you know, if you eat too much of it, I guess. We had a sushi kiosk. Dang. See, I wouldn't have trusted our cafeteria with sushi at all. At all. I wouldn't. Freshman year dorms are intentionally horrible, I swear. Literally. They are always old and gross. unless you just happen to luck out. Honestly, this is cheesy, and we talked about cheese earlier. I wanted to live in the dorm where my dad lived on campus. So I was like, oh, let's do it, you know? And then I was just like, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Let's find a newer dorm, please. Subway is definitely not healthy. See, they ran that ad campaign for the longest time, but in the fine print for the person who will not be named because he went to jail for horrific crimes, they had mentioned he was walking like miles to get to the Subway, there and back. Like, yeah, you're going to lose weight when you're walking 5 miles to get to a Subway, eat half a sandwich, and then walk 5 miles back. We also had an underground tunnel system to get to classes or the dining hall in winter. Oh, that's great. Oh my gosh. I would have loved that. It was freezing. I remember one night walking back, I had an astronomy lab till like 11 o'clock at night, and it was winter, like dead winter, and snow was on the ground. It was like a wind chill night where literally they were just like, don't go outside, basically. Well, I have to walk back from class, so I walk back from class, and literally every hair on my body is frozen by the time I get back. My hair is frozen, everything. Eyebrows, eyelashes, like literally every hair on my body was frozen. It was brutal. $5 foot long. See, we remember when it was $5. Now they're what, like $12 a foot long? It's crazy. Amount of calories in a foot is apprehensible. Here's the problem, though. If I eat half of a foot long, Subway foot long, I'm not full. Or I'm not even satisfied or, happy. I got to eat it both. I got to eat them both. I got to. So I don't get it very often. I eat the full thing in one go. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's so easy to. They're very delicious. They're very good. And then the cookie. To be fair, having all that protein and stuff like that, you need a little sweet treat. We all need a little sweet treat from time to time. It's like having something salty. You got to have something sweet after. Although the problem is, after every meal, I'm like, I could use a little sweet treat. Just a little palate cleanser. A little palate cleanser of, sweetness. Jimmy John's and Firehouse subs are better. I do like Firehouse. Jimmy John's I've never been a big proponent of. I've only had them a handful of times. But Firehouse subs, yeah, they are good. They are good. I miss Quiznos. Oh, I really liked Quiznos. I really did. Toasted sandwich. Oh, game changer. Game changer. And those commercials with the creepy hamsters, perfectly creepy. Great marketing. I get a sweet treat after every meal. Who doesn't? But it's funny, I'll never get like a dessert at a restaurant because it's just too expensive. It's just crazy expensive, their desserts. And it's all from the same like packaging company or whatever. So I'm like, we'll just find a cheaper sweet treat. Most people don't have these, but public subs are the best of them all. Honestly, as someone who used to live in Florida, I agree. Pub subs are legendary. Legendary. And I used to never get the... only a handful of times I would upgrade and get the boar's head lunch meat, but yeah, legendary. I miss those. Whenever I go back to Florida, I always get one. I remember my brother and I drove there once to Florida, and we literally We were stopping for the night. It was like 9:30 at night. We ran to a Publix, got in right before they closed, got some subs, and then went back to the hotel. I got a Taco Bell, but low-key had a bad experience with the meal. Ooh. Interesting. I had that with Steak and Shake. I don't know. Maybe it was bad mayonnaise or something. Uni I went to made the best sandwiches. I still think about them from time to time. That nostalgia yearn, where you're just yearning for those food items of yesteryear. Oh, those hit. Because they make them with the deli meat from the meat counter. Yeah, true. Got a Crunch Wrap, and it was so bad. Ooh. I usually like the crunch Wrap. Did you know Taco Bell lettuce is poisoning people? Specifically, that that producer is selling. They're like one of the number one. They supply like 40% of all the shredded lettuce to restaurants and everything, which is huge. What's funny is as soon as I heard about that story, I started feeling ill, and I'm like, did I get it? I don't think that was it. I think it was the fact that I was just eating constantly bagged lettuce and fruits and veggies, and I'm like, eventually something got me. Something got me. You can't eat that fresh. You got to eat processed foods. That's what I came away with. Because you know what's funny? That Taco Bell, that lettuce thing, the instructions for that was just eat processed food or cook your veggies. And I'm like, wait, so they're telling us to eat fake food? Fake food is safe? All right. I guess I'll just eat candy, you know? Candy and pasta. Those are the essential food groups. Talk about all the time. It's the easiest place to eat as a vegetarian. Very true. I will not sit here and listen to Taco Bell slander. They immediately stopped putting lettuce on stuff for a while. Very true. Very, very true.
All off. So I did the whole can all over myself.
You completely neck to toes.
Yeah.
Foamed yourself.
I looked like a giant marshmallow with some bits sticking out. Oh. Sorry. I went to step back into the water, and then there was a lack of friction under my foot.
I heard just a... Oh!
It wasn't just that. It was I bounced.
I happened to be walking past the door at this moment. I thought you could have been dead.
Right.
So I was like, what? Are you okay? And I saw Phil.
What did you see?
A snow angel on the floor, splayed like that, just completely covered in foam. And I realized quite quickly that you were okay. It was such a beautiful, foamy, embarrassing scene on the floor. I just had to soak it up. I fell against the wall, and I pointed and laughed for a good minute.
I didn't have much dignity at that foamy mess on the floor.
There is no mystery left to the wonders of Phil's body.
Well, romance is dead, but at least I smelled great. Still, sniff it. Birthday cake.
It's true. Oh my God, you act. Sorry, this is. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
I want to chomp on that. Romance is back.
Romance is back.
I want to talk about.
I don't like my veggies cold. Well, that's fair. I do like veggies cold. I like both. He's so quick with it, right? That was smooth. Phil, the smooth operator. Oh my gosh. You know what's funny? I kind of had a story like that where there was a smoke alarm going off in my dorm room, and this was this was senior year. No, this was sophomore year, excuse me. So, okay. My roommates would go home for the weekend, so I had the place to myself, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to take a shower with the door open because, it gets really gross and like hot and humid in there with the door closed. I'm just going to leave it open. Not realizing that, yes, genius, all that steam is going to set off the smoke alarm outside the room. So halfway through the shower, all of a sudden, burr, burr, burr. It was like midnight. I was taking a shower in the dorm, and that thing is going off like crazy. So what do? I run out of the shower to like go turn it off or like take the batteries out or whatever. And I completely, how hot was your shower? Red Lobster Core? Honestly, that shower was the devil. That shower was the devil. It was awful. It was so brutal. It was so brutal. I gotta put these on for this story. It was so strange. Like, it didn't have like a mild temperature. It was either frigid cold or it would be lava hot. And what was weird is it would be cold and then you would hear a clank and then you had to get out of the water immediately because it was about to be lava. So I would just be showering in cold water and then I'd hear clank and I would immediately hit the wall. So you didn't want to be in it because it was boiling, scalding hot. It was unbelievable. Didn't set off the whole building, but it did set off my room, and it was like midnight, 1 a.m., somewhere around there. And as soon as I made it through the bathroom, but as soon as I hit that main like linoleum floor, my foot was totally wet. My feet kicked out from under me, and I just starfished Patrick style on the floor. And I literally fell straight back, and my back and obviously my head as well hit the floor. And I'm pretty sure I got knocked out for like a half second. Maybe. It was pretty quick. I came back to pretty quick, but yeah, there I was. And the first thought in my head was not like, oh my gosh, are you hurt? Or am I injured? It was, man, if somebody walked in right now, this would be so embarrassing. It's ridiculous. Oh my gosh. That was literally my first thought. But crazy. So him telling that story, it was extremely relatable. I once slipped after getting out of the shower and someone hit the light switch on my way down, so I thought I hit my head and lost my vision. Oh my gosh. We had false alarms in the middle of winter in Canada because someone smoked weed somewhere in the dorms. It was something like 11:30 p.m. at night, everyone outside in the snow in their PJs. Oh my gosh. That's brutal. Someone walking down the hall hears the fire alarm going off, shrieking, and then a loud thud. Pretty much. Oh, it was a crazy thud sound. It was a crazy thud sound. Wet skin just whack. Oh, God. I was sprinting, too. That was terrible. I could have gotten really hurt, but now it's just a joke, I guess. All right, everybody. All right. I'm just talking my head off. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I'm glad you enjoyed it. If you did, if you didn't, don't tell me about it. If you'd like to request your own videos, certainly do so. toddreacts.com is the website. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow the Twitch channel if you'd like to join us live. Join the Discord, of course. Check out the monthly stream. We're in there. And I hope you join us for that in the future. We'll be having one, obviously, in September coming up. We just did one for August. But, yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week because, remember, it's Monday. All right, everybody, take care of yourselves. Have fun out there. Stay safe, all that good stuff. Thanks for being here, everybody. I appreciate it. And I will see you soon. I'll see you back here on Friday. Take care, everybody. Happy Monday. Indeed. All right, everybody. Have a good one.